For everyone else, the start of our doubleheader day kicks off in a moment. We'll see you back here at halftime. For Dick and Irv and Will, I'm Brad Musburger. So long, everybody.
Darkness blankets the city. You hear a sound, footsteps approaching. You turn, run. The danger is real, not imagined. In your mind, you remember there is someone who can help, someone who cares, someone who understands justice. Wednesday nights at 9, 8 Central and Mountain. Your protection is on CBS. Are you ready for the Equalizer?
This is CBS.
I'd like to show you something that's made a big difference in my life and can do the same for you. It's the Lark electric scooter, and it's given me back the mobility I thought I had lost forever. It feels perfectly natural, and it's so easy to use. It fits in the trunk and sets up in minutes. I can take it to the market, and it maneuvers easily up and down the aisles. During nice weather, it takes me all over to visit friends and family or for an afternoon at the mall. The padded flip-up armrest and comfortable swivel seat are so convenient. There's even an optional power seat to help me reach my kitchen cabinets. The Lark scooter is approved by Medicare and private insurance carriers, too. Look, there comes a time in everyone's life when getting around gets harder. Well, now you can do something about it. Call now for a free, no-obligation home demonstration of the Lark three-wheel scooter.
Call 1-800-262-7400 for your free no-obligation demonstration of a Lark three-wheel scooter. That's 1-800-262-7400. Call now.
Channel 4 recommends caution watching big board sports. They've been known to cause racing hearts and shaking hands. Some viewers complained of shooting pains or that run-down feeling, while others develop periods of lightheadedness. Van Miller on Big Board Sports, your sports leader. It's fun to watch, but keep your guard up. Nobody gives you more highlights than Big Board Sports. Watch Van Miller on Buffalo's #1 News.
Week against the Washington Redskins.
Well, in Bennett, you're looking at some people that can put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. If the Green Bay Packers can keep it early, keep it close early in the game, if they can put some pressure on Jim Kelly, then I think we could have a good competitive football game today.
Green Bay Packers have won the toss here this afternoon and have elected to receive. And for the first time in a long time, the Packers are playing here in Buffalo. In 1979, the Bills won it. And only John Anderson, linebacker for the Packers, remains from the squad that played here back in '79. These teams have played twice in Green Bay. Back in '74, Buffalo won that one. And at Buffalo in '82 was the Packers winning. Scott Norwood will kick it away for Buffalo, and back to receive for the Packers. Number 33, Keith Woodside at the near side, and number 21, Brent Fullwood to the top of your screen. And there's Scott Norwood, certainly one of the best field goal kickers in all of football.
No doubt. You get down inside the 20-yard line, you can just about chalk up 3 points for this guy.
Leads the National Football League in scoring and is a field goal kicker par excellence. And we are set to go. For the Halloween edition of NFL football here at Rich Stadium. Brent Fullwood near his goal line with an opening on the right side and across the 25 and out near the 30 before Dwight Drain, a reserve defensive back, number 45, makes the tackle. Onto the field comes Don Majkowski. Not a great day throwing the ball last week against the Redskins, and here's the Buffalo defense that he will look at. It is an excellent one. Art Still and Bruce Smith, the ends, and Fred Smerlis, the nose tackle. The linebackers, they are also good ones. Cornelius Bennett, Shane Conlon, Ray Bentley, and Darryl Talley in the secondary for the Bills. At the corners, Derek Burrows and Nate Odoms, Mark Kelso and Leonard Smith are the safeties. 28-yard return of the kickoff for the Packers, and they will operate 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. Straight ahead is Brent Fullwood, and Fullwood crosses the 30 out to about the 32 or 33. We'll call it a pickup of 4. Offensively, the Packers look like this. Mikowski, the quarterback, with Woodside and Brent Fullwood behind him. Philip Epps and Sterling Sharp, the wide receivers. Walter Stanley is injured and out for the year, and the tight end is Ed West. Offensive line, Ken Rutgers, Rich Moran, Mark Cannon, Ron Hallstrom, and Keith Euchre, who will have to do a good job of protecting Mikowski today. On 2nd and 6, a double tight end setup. Joey Hackett is into the lineup now for Green Bay. Straight ahead and getting nothing at all is Brent Fullwood, and Fred Smerlas, the big nose tackle, made the stop after a gain of 1. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Smerlas probably having his best year so far, Greg, and you have to credit the fact that he's got all these good players around him now. He's been an outstanding player for the last, well, for his entire career. He just hasn't had the supporting cast around him. Says he's having a lot of fun playing this year and enjoying it an awful lot. Winning does that for you.
I think Fred has a lot of fun playing wherever he goes, and whenever it is. 3rd and 5 from the 35, and Mikowski in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers in for the Pack. Mikowski with a flare to the side, and it's incomplete. Intended for Paul Otkaruth out of the backfield, and the Pack will kick it away.
Well, it's a problem you're going to get into against this team if you can't run the ball. They had a good first down run for 4 or 5 yards, and they get stopped 2nd down, creates passing-type situations. And when you've got the guys that can put pressure on a quarterback like Buffalo, you're asking for trouble.
That's Don Bracken, set to kick it away for Green Bay, and he will kick to number 80, Flip Johnson. Errol Tucker is injured and out of action. He is the regular punt returner for Buffalo. Looks like Bracken will get this one away from about his own 25. And here come the Bills. And it's a poor kick. This one will bounce and take a bounce back toward midfield. And Buffalo will have excellent field position at about the 47. That is an 18-yard punt for Bracken.
Well, a poor kick plus kicking into the wind, but the wind usually blows back to it from our left to our right, and it held the ball up then. Plus that with a combination of a poor kick, great field position for Buffalo.
Onto the field comes Jim Kelly, and here's the defense he'll look at. Alfonso Carricker and Robert Brown with Blaze Winter in the middle. That's the front line. The linebackers, Anderson, Noble, Holland, and hard-hitting Tim Harris. And in the secondary, Mark Lee and veteran Dave Brown on the corners, Ken Stills, Mark Murphy in the safety. First down from the 48, and Kelly throws and complete to Thurman Thomas out of the backfield.
Well, you can see a lot of that on first down. What Jim Kelly will do is he will come up to the line. He'll take a look both sides, and when they start playing that much, you got to take that.
Kelly has Thomas and Mueller in the backfield with him. Tremaine Johnson and Andre Reed, the wideouts, and Metzelaars is the tight end. Protecting Kelly up front, Will Wolfert, Jim Richer, Kent Hull, Tim Vogler, and Joe Devlin. Pickup of 6 on the pass. It'll be 2nd and 4. Buffalo now in Green Bay territory at the Packer 46. Thomas and Mueller in the Buffalo backfield. The flare to the far side, and the pass is behind number 34, Thurman Thomas. John Holland was out there for Green Bay.
And you see Tim Harris is a part of that play, responsible for Kelly having the ball a little bit too quick. It's a design quick screen, but Tim Harris, great pass rusher for Green Bay, puts a lot of pressure on the quarterback, forced Kelly to get rid of the ball before he would like.
Tiger Green is a 5th defensive back into the lineup now for Green Bay, and a couple of backfield specialists, Ronnie Harmon, 33, and Rob Riddick, number 40. On 3rd and 4, and Kelly will operate out of the shotgun. Kelly under the gun, and down he goes, number 96, Sean Patterson, the rookie out of Arizona State. Sacks Kelly for a loss of 2.
Well, out of the shotgun, you're going to see Kelly's going to try to step up to buy some time, but 96 is getting the penetration on the inside. Right there, you're going to see him come from the right-hand side of your screen. Right there, once you let the defensive end get that much penetration, get in the quarterback's face, you're in trouble.
Sean Patterson, the rookie out of Arizona State, forces the Bills into a punting situation. Here's John Kidd, and he'll be kicking the number 84, Sterling Sharp. Hangs it up. Bounces at the 20, and laterally out of bounds on the far side of the field at about the 18 or 19-yard line. That's a 30-yard kick. 11:53 to play, first quarter. No score here in Buffalo.
Helen, I just looked at these numbers. Pretty grim.
Those are computer costs.
Didn't we pay for those systems last quarter?
We did, but those are training costs.
Now, let me get this straight. We're spending more on training than we did on the computers? Boston doesn't show these costs.
They use a different system.
So?
Apparently, with their computers, the people can train themselves.
It seems like yesterday the Millier girls were in their strollers. Today, things are changing. I'm State Farm Agent Dee Ray. After Shannon and Stephanie came along, the Milliers needed our family insurance checkup. I showed them ways they could update their family coverage to cover their bigger family. Like every State Farm agent, I work with a family to help keep their insurance up to date. Keeping up with the girls, that's their job.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This is not the time to learn that all antifreezes aren't the same. What's in your radiator?
What do we do now?
First, Gillette made shaving closer. Then we made it smoother. With Atra Plus, its Luber Smooth Strip glides the razor over your face for Gillette's smoothest shave. The Atra Plus system. First we made it closer, then we made it smoother.
Scoreless early first quarter in Buffalo, and it's a homecoming of sorts for that young man, Don Mikowski, who attended Depew High School right nearby. And in a big rivalry locally, Depew beaten by Lancaster.
Well, I'm sure he didn't sleep well last night after that.
However, his alma mater of Virginia did beat Virginia Tech, so Don's 1 of 2 for the weekend. This will be the rubber match of the series.
Yeah, I think he'd rather win this one than the other two.
Both Epps and Sterling Sharp flank to the bottom of your screen for Green Bay. First down from the 20. And somebody jumps early. It was Fred Smerlas. Look at the arms on Fred Smerlas.
Well, he has a reputation for being a real aggressive player.
76 defense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
He has a reputation for being an aggressive player. The style of his play is to get penetration, is to use his quickness versus whoever he happens to be playing against. John Cannon in this case, and that's the way Smerlas plays. Real aggressive, uses quickness.
We asked Fred whether or not, you asked him whether he'd like to play against a quick guy or
or a real strong center that plays straight up, or a real quick center. He said he would rather play against a dumb center that didn't know what he was doing. Take this.
On 1st and 5, Keith Woodside is flanked to the far side, and over the middle, incomplete, intended for 81, Kerry Kemp.
Well, that's the tight passing that we're going to see out of this team. I talked to Lindy Infante yesterday about how you approach the Buffalo Bills on offense, and he says you have to move the pocket around. You can't stand in one spot. Rhythm-type passes, get the ball gone. Don't stand back there and hold the ball and give that big rush time to get to you. So we look for some real quick rhythm-type passing.
Lindy in his rookie year as head coach of these Green Bay Packers, and they played good football the last 4 or 5 weeks.
They really have. They played extremely well. The young quarterback has motivated them. They haven't turned the ball over much. Their defense has taken the ball away, playing better.
Woodside now to the bottom of your screen. On 2nd and 5, they will run it with Fullwood. And Fullwood out over the 30 to near the 33, and that's enough for a first down. Pick up about 9.
That's the thing that they have to do right there, is they have to be able to run the football so that they can play action pass, create some short yardage type situations, move the quarterback around. That's the type of offensive game plan we can look for throughout the game.
Ray Bentley, Darryl Talley in on the tackle. And doesn't he want to do good in front of the home folks today?
You bet. And his style of play, I think, will help Green Bay, especially against this team. They won't find him in one spot. He'll move around with it.
First down from the 35 for Green Bay. And Mikowski goes to play action. Over the middle, incomplete. Ray Bentley with the tip for the intended Ed West, and he was open.
Well, it's a play-action type pass, and the reason they play action is because they're successful running the ball. Once you have a little success, then you hold the linebackers. Watch the linebackers step up for the run. 58 stepping up, then he drops back later. They try to get the tight end in behind them. They do right there. A little more loft on this ball. They've got something going.
Good defensive play by Bentley. 2nd and 10 now for Green Bay. Bentley, one of a very good set of linebackers here in Buffalo. Running it straight ahead is Woodside, and not very much at all. Bentley in on that stop as well. Woodside with the gain of a yard. So Majkowski now looking at the situation he doesn't want to see very much today, and that's 3rd and long.
Well, like we said at the top, the thing you don't want to get into with the Buffalo Bills is a passing game by a passing contest because of all the pressure they bring with Smith and Bennett, Art Steele and company.
21, Wayne Davis has been added to the Buffalo secondary, and so has 47, 30 Jackson. The shotgun. Majkowski on the move, has room, has first down yardage out over the 45 to about the 47. That's a first down for Green Bay, and we talked about the mobility of Majkowski early.
That's the type thing, Greg, that he brings to the field is the fact that he can pull it down, will run with it. He's not afraid to run with it. What he makes the defensive line do when they play against a guy as mobile as he is, see Bennett runs around behind him, he makes them play a lot softer. He makes them, their angle of the rush is a lot different. They have to play soft because they never know where he's going with it.
12-yard pickup for Majkowski. And the Packers come back on first down now from their own 48 with double tight ends, West and Clint Didier. And they'll keep it on the ground with Fullwood. Fullwood powering his way over midfield, and so far you'd have to say this Packer offensive line has done the job.
You no doubt, and that's going to be a key to the game. It's going to be the matchups. It's going to be how well Rutgers can do with Smith, how well Euchre will be able to do with Art Steele, and how well they'll be able to handle Smerlis in the middle. If they can contain these guys, get some type of running game going, Greg, on early downs, keep the game close, then I think they got a good game going.
Well, Lindy and Fonte will take a 5-yard pickup on a ground play anytime.
You bet.
Fullwood now 4 carries for 20 yards. He got 5 on that one, and it's 2nd and 5 now at the Buffalo 47.
Good play pass down.
They'll keep it on the ground. Woodside. Woodside around the right side, and a loose ball. Buffalo says they have it. We'll see what the officials say. Still standing around, Cornelius Bennett has the ball. And now the officials say Buffalo has it.
Well, this is the thing they haven't been doing in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Why they won 2 in a row and almost beat Washington is because they haven't been laying the ball on the ground and their defense has been taking it away. Here they jar it loose, they turn the ball over. That's the thing that they were doing early in the season. That's what they can't do, especially against this team in this stadium.
Boy, you talk about giveaways and takeaways in this league. Cornelius Bennett just engineered a takeaway all by himself.
Does a lot of things on the field. A guy like that, an impact player, he plays the run extremely well, rushes the passer extremely well, has a knack for being around the ball. They've got a good, solid front 7 people. If Buffalo needs anything, if they could strengthen their defense, I think Marv Levy would like to have maybe another good corner. Another good cornerback. They're hard to find.
Marv Levy, incidentally, is the little guy hiding behind the defensive line.
Yeah, that's going to be Marv there with the gray hair in the telephone zone talking upstairs.
Quiet spoken, conservative approach. Doesn't always meet with the approval of the fans and maybe the players sometime, but it's been the right one this season.
After a review of this replay, the call stands. Buffalo ball, first down.
Yeah, Marv Levy, the thing he has to do now after talking to him, he has to play down the fact that Buffalo has jumped out to a 2-game or 2.5-game lead in their division, and they go on the road. They have to play down the fact that they're a playoff caliber team.
Replay official Mark Burns and referee Gene Barth confirming with the original call. Buffalo first down now at their own 43 with 8:40 to play here in the first quarter of a scoreless game. And straight ahead with a little bit of running room is Thurman Thomas.
Now, if you're going to line up on defense and you're the Green Bay Packers, the way that you're going to approach the Buffalo Bills on defense is you're going to move people around, give them a lot of different looks. The thing, one tendency that Buffalo has is usually the guy in motion will take you to where the ball goes. Lindy Infante thinks that that's a thing that they have that they can use to try to stop their run.
One of the big cheers here today, by the way, was for the sunshine breaking through, but you talk about a brief appearance.
He's gone again.
Pick up a 5 on the play. 2nd and 5. From the 47. Jamie Mueller. Mueller out over midfield, down to about the 45, and that's a Buffalo first down.
Well, that's Jamie Mueller, number 39, the fullback. That's the guy that Elijah Pitts, the backfield coach, the running back coach for the Buffalo Bills. likens to Jim Taylor, his former teammate with the Green Bay Packers. Said the guy runs extremely tough, has no quit in him whatsoever, drives for the extra yard every time he gets the ball, and it plays his heart out.
A little bit of the conditions that we have here surrounding Rich Stadium. First down from the Green Bay 45, under 7.5 to play, and Buffalo will keep it on the ground. Mueller breaks it outside. Still on his feet and finally knocked out of bounds after a pickup of about 4. Mark Lee coming up from the cornerback position to make the tackle. Jamie Mueller sprained his ankle against the New York Jets in a Monday night game a couple of weeks ago and missed last week's game against New England, but he's back in the starting lineup tonight.
You see that ankle right there, his right ankle taped over his shoe and taped extremely heavy. But this guy plays extremely hard, good blocker, can catch the ball coming out of the backfield. Elijah Pitt says he has all the tools, can do it all for you, complete back.
Mark Levy happy to have Jamie Mueller back in the starting lineup, too. 2nd and 6 from the 41. Thurman Thomas flanked to the far side. And Kelly to throw. Got a man on the far side, complete and out of bounds is Tremaine Johnson.
Well, just a real nice throw by Jim Kelly. I mean, right on the money. What they do is they put him in the slot. The outside guy will just run a stop to occupy the outside cornerback. And then the inside guy, which is Johnson, just runs a little corner, breaks it out to the left. There he is right there, ball right on the money.
And he's operating against one of the very best cornerbacks in Dave Brown, the veteran, 35 years old. And they say if he's lost a step, it isn't too much of a step.
And you know the thing you see Buffalo's offense, the key to their offense, like most offenses, is whether or not they can run the ball. They've been real successful with Mueller running the ball. Then it lets Kelly pick away the way that he gets in.
Johnson to the top of the screen, but they'll keep it on the ground. This is Thomas. Thomas getting for room to the near side and run out of bounds inside the 20. 7-yard pickup before linebacker John Anderson, who's been very active for the Packers already this afternoon, pushed him out of bounds.
Jim Kelly likes the mix that he's getting in the play calling. The offensive coordinator sending in the plays. They try to keep a balanced attack of run and pass. He takes a lot of pressure off of him.
Jim says he's not too hesitant to change the play at the line of scrimmage.
And has the ability to do that. The coaches give him a lot of room to do whatever he likes out there, and he takes advantage of that. A lot of room up top.
Bills have been doing a good job of turning those turnovers into points. Mueller pulls his way for another Buffalo first down.
Well, this is the part of the field that Mueller will excel in. It's the tough yards down inside. He's a good inside runner. Doesn't have the greatest speed, but he's extremely good inside.
Now, Jim Kelly has come to the sideline to talk personally with the coaching staff on this play. Pickup of 4 by Mueller gives Buffalo a first down at the Green Bay 12 with 6 minutes and 40 seconds to play here in the first quarter and the first scoring threat of the day.
Kelly's a high-priced messenger.
Kelly puts both his receivers now to the top of the screen. Tremaine Johnson, 86, and Andre Reed, 83, and he'll throw. Under pressure, over the middle, and incomplete. Robert Brown was the man applying the pressure to Kelly, who overthrew Andre Reed.
Little pressure by Brown made Kelly release the ball a little before he wanted to. He had something working. He had a guy coming across the seam against the grain, and those things work extremely well on this part of the field because you expect man-to-man type coverage, and crossing routes are tough to cover down in this area.
Kelly completing close to 59% of his passes so far. And on the sideline, Scott Norwood goes through his usual ritual as they're in field goal range. Straight ahead, Thurman Thomas. Penalty marker flies as Thomas gets down to about the 10.
Well, Norwood, you see him moving up toward the line right now. We've got a penalty first.
The Green Bay Packers say they have the football. But we'll find out what happens on the call first. Here's Gene Bart.
Well, holding offense number 67. Penalty refused. The fumble was recovered by Green Bay.
So the Packers take it right back deep in their own territory.
Well, they turned the ball over. They've been maligned all year for not being able to get the ball in the end zone. That's the reason that Scott Norwood has so many field goals. He's kicked 22 field goals. Here's one of the reasons why. They get down there, they haven't been able to score, they bring in their kicker. In this instance, they fumble the ball away, turn it over. Here you see it again, dancing around, looking for a spot. Cuts it back against the grain, and there's a whole gang of people. They pull the ball loose. Turn it over.
And number 67, center Kent Hull, was the man guilty of holding. So the Packers take it right back. And Mikowski goes back to work.
Well, this all plays in favor of Green Bay, of course, because of playing on the road, because of the young quarterback, the fact that they need to keep the game close, keep the crowd out of the game, get more confidence to their young quarterback.
Pretty vocal crowd, too. Always has been.
It always has been. These are radical fans up here that really enjoy their football, and you get a team that's playing exciting football like Buffalo. They're 7-1, 2 games up in their division. Yeah, these people were ready about 9:30 this morning.
They have really blown away the rest of the division that everybody thought would be a fairly tight race.
And they've handled everybody in their division is the main thing. If you're going to go anywhere, if you're going to win your division, get in championship games, the first order of business is to take care of people within your division, and they have.
5-0 so far in the AFC East, 7-1 overall. One of 4 teams in the NFL at 7-1. And another 7-1 team with the Cincinnati Bengals, who are trailing Cleveland at Cleveland. That's 3-0 in the first quarter.
Bernie makes quite a difference in that team, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Pittsburgh by a field goal over the Jets, also in the first quarter. And the Bears leading Doug Flutie.
After a review instant replay, the call stands. First down.
Replay official Mark Burns, what actually was said was that the replay was inconclusive. Therefore, the call made down on the field is the one that will stand.
There's a shot of their surroundings.
So Mikowski goes back to work as the 80,000 fans get noisy. Good side. Whoa. Might have thought that was a fumble. That was a helmet. And it belongs to Ray Bentley.
Jersey's taking quite a beating, too. He's dishing out some punishment, but here's a shot of it right now. You're going to see his helmet go flying away. Bentley does a lot of damage, and a good inside linebacker pursues to the ball, takes great angle. See him coming down the line right here at number 50. Hope his head's not still in that helmet. No, he's okay.
Pick up with 2. It'll be 2nd and 8. Clock continues to move. We have 5:45 to play here in the first quarter of a scoreless game. Terry Kemp in as the 3rd wide receiver. And Mikowski will throw. And under the rush, and down he goes. Shane Conlon from his linebacker position gets the sack.
Well, he said these front 7 people put a lot of pressure. Not only the down people, but they got a great set of linebackers. There's number 58. He sees the center block to his left. He sees the guard block out. Takes that gap right there, and there's the result.
3rd and 18.
Good, smart inside linebacker. Leader on defense. Good player at Penn State. Comes from a well-coached program with Joe Paterno, and is playing extremely well here.
Shane Conlon, Buffalo's leading tackler, coming into the game here this afternoon. Mikowski looking at 3rd and 18 from his own 3-yard line. And they'll run it. Woodside for very little. 3 at the most.
Well, that's the thing you can't do, and you hate to keep saying it over and over, but here's the result right here. You let these guys tee off and come at you, you get a sack. You cannot get in long yardage passing situations against the Bills.
You know, Michigan played and beat Northwestern yesterday afternoon in the Big Ten. The 2 punters here today. Don Bracken hails from Michigan. John Kidd of the Bills, a former Northwestern Wildcat.
And usually we said the wind is usually blows from your screen from left to right. He's probably kicking into the wind this time.
Flip Johnson to receive, stands at his own 45. And Bracken will need to get a good one away. Here from the Bills. Low kick. Johnson from the 32. Trying to break it outside and get back to about the 30 and maybe the 29. Mark Murphy, number 37, of the tackle. A 27-yard punt and a 5-yard return. We have 4 minutes, 10 seconds to play, and Buffalo will go back to work with excellent field position.
How can you not fall in love with something that looks so good? My Celica still gets my blood pumping.
The 1989 Toyota Celica GTS. Looks to seduce you. Powerful 135 horsepower engine to thrill you. No matter what you do for a living.
Regardless of where you're going or when you're going, chances are you'll come across a place like this. And that's good, because this is the place that brings you high detergent, super clean, unleaded gasolines with cash or credit at the same low price. The place that not only has good things for your car, but a little something extra for you.
Welcome back. And one of the great sights in the world, Niagara Falls, just near Buffalo. And by the way, where were you yesterday afternoon?
That's, well, what I get paid for doing this, I have to kind of moonlight a little bit. I do 2 jobs. Here I am. I have a little tour service when I come into Buffalo that shows people around. Don't climb over the railing. I'm jumping over the railing. But I have to, anything you can do, the more you can do to try to make car payment, house payment, those kind of things.
You know your way around the falls, do you?
Yeah, I kind of move around a little bit up. It looked pretty good in that slicker, too, huh?
Is that how it got its name?
Huh, slicker?
Meanwhile, back here in drier climes, at least for the moment, we are scoreless. 4:10 to play here in the first quarter. Greg Gumbel along with the tour guide, Ken Stabler.
Yeah. But, you see how the elements come into play right here, Greg. A real good example. It's going to be a game. That's a real element. I don't know, maybe a criminal element. But you see how the elements come into play. It's a game of field positions.
Thurman Thomas and Jamie Mueller in the backfield. That's Mueller in motion to pitch for Thomas. Mueller leading way around the right side with a block.
And the first thing that you notice about the 2 offenses, and it has nothing to do with the wind or the elements, is the fact that Buffalo runs the ball much better than Green Bay.
Pickup of 6 on the play. Sold out Rich Stadium here at Orchard Park. Greg Gumbel along with Ken Stabler. Clock continues to run with 3:45 to play now here in the first quarter of a scoreless game. But the Bills knocking on the door with 2nd down and 4 at the 23. And you may detect a snowflake or 2 in the air. Going to run for it. Thomas picks his way around the left side and down to around the 20. Brian Noble, number 91, in for the Packers on the tackle.
Nice job, Thurman Thomas that time. The hole right off the left side, stopped up. Nice little shuffle to his left, shuffle his feet to the left, break it outside, look for a little daylight.
Thomas is a rookie out of Oklahoma State, the Bills' 2nd-round draft pick this year. And a teammate of Detroit Lions quarterback Rusty Hilger at Oak State.
Coming out of the huddle, quarterback down on this part of the field, Greg, you'd expect a man-to-man type coverage.
Corners are up tight against the wide receivers. Again, they'll go to the ground game. And Thomas around the left side. Couldn't quite turn the corner. Dave Brown came up to shove him out of bounds before he could break free, but not before. A 13-yard pickup and another first down.
Well, you like the way the guy changes direction. He gets the ball. The play is designed to go off tackle. There's somebody standing in the hole. Thomas bounced it outside, turns on his feet. You see Dave Brown there. Give him a little hand to run him out of bounds. Nice job of Thomas of bouncing it.
Thomas chalking up some early yardage here as the Bills have chosen to do it mostly on the ground. 1st and goal for Buffalo from the 6. On the ground again, Thomas. Right side. Little, if any. Brian Noble with the tackle.
Well, this is where the Bills have had their problems. They've gotten down here an awful lot. They've had their problems getting the ball in. Marv Levy said he would like to be able to run the ball in down here. They really haven't been able to do that. Their points have come off of situations with Kelly throwing the football.
They have scored a great deal of the time, but it hasn't been a touchdown very many times, and that's because they've got one of the very best in Scott Norwood.
Exactly. High percentage of scoring, but as you say, Greg, mostly field goals.
2nd and goal from the 5. Mueller straight ahead. To about the 3, maybe the 2. And the fans begin to cheer their Bills onward now. Rob Riddick, number 40. Carl Byram, number 35, into the backfield as Scott Norwood looks on. He's already gone through the motions of
61 is eligible for Buffalo. 61 is eligible.
61 is Leonard Burton. which takes away any element of surprise once the official announces it.
Yep, it's hard to surprise him with Leonard when he lets Eddie Fowler know that he can catch one.
3rd and goal from the 2. Straight ahead. Riddick. Touchdown. Penalty marker on the play. And the Bills say it'll be against Green Bay. Here's Gene Bart.
Face mask penalty, 5 yards, 91 defense, 0 refused, touchdown.
Well, Riddick is their designated scorer, so to speak. He's the guy when they get down inside the 5, has a real knack for the goal line, understands the blocking combinations, finds those little holes like he did then.
Rob Riddick, the 6th-year man out of Millersville State College in Pennsylvania, gets the score. With a minute 19, John Kidd will hold for Norwood. That's 58 consecutive point-afters for Scott Norwood.
Here's a touchdown right here, Greg. Watch the way that Riddick will find his people right here. See him following the lead blocker, Mueller. Little bounce outside, cut off that block, found a hole. Then he does a great job of extra effort right there.
Buffalo has the lead. We'll be back.
When the stars come out to play, baby, a twinkling show, ooh, dinner out of sight. Yeah, the night time is golden light time. Big Dipper at McDonald's. Showtime is night tonight.
The trend in beers is to stick some wild animal on the bottle. Or put a foreign name on it. Or even come up with clear bottles so people think it's better beer. But the truth is, it's what's inside that counts. That's why we haven't changed the way we brew Pabst Blue Ribbon for over 100 years. Because when something's this good, why change it?
What do you have? There's something new out there. For all of you, the truck for 89. The all-new Toyota 4x2 Extra Cab SR5. Now available V6 power. Real backseat space. And a new look that can only say one thing. Toyota quality.
Got it all now.
Toyota! Who could ask for anything more?
The punishing defense of the Vikings. The penetrating force of Roger Craig and the Niners. Next on CBS Sports.
Rob Riddick capped the short drive for Buffalo with his 5th rushing touchdown of the year. He's also scored 1 through the air. And Rob Riddick doesn't get much yardage, but when he does, it's usually into the end zone.
Yeah, that graphic right there, it shows he doesn't touch the ball that much, but the times that he does, it's usually in a scoring area inside the 5, inside the 10.
This is Woodside. And Woodside wrapped down at about the 25. So Mikowski with a little bit more breathing room than he had last time he had the ball. And he starts the Packers in a 7-point hole.
I'm talking to Lindy yesterday about the situation up there with the young quarterback. They're replacing Randy Wright, who was injured in the Tampa Bay game that we did. And he said the young man has really a good feel for the game. He has the attitude that a quarterback has to have. It's just a matter of getting a little bit more comfortable with a fairly complex offensive system.
First down from Buffalo 26. Mikowski puts a man in motion, but they'll keep it on the ground. It's Fullwood. And penalty marker flies. Art Still with the tackle. We'll check the call.
We have offsetting fouls. Holding offense, 76. Personal foul, number 76, defense. Will offset the fouls. Still first down.
Nothing like banging your heads for nothing, huh?
Yep, you can do it, I can do it.
76 for Buffalo is Fred Smerlas. 86 for Green Bay is Ed West. Marv Levy says he'd like his guys to concentrate on running the ball, because when you've got a quarterback like Jim Kelly, you look to throw it more often than you should.
Have a tendency to lean on Kelly's arm, and they need a good balanced attack, and they have got to get it going today. They're running the ball real well.
The Packers, however, have run into some problems running the ball. They're going to try it again here. 33 is Woodside, and Woodside gets very little.
He gets the wood put to him. They've had this kind of problem all year. They just really haven't been able to run the ball. And you have to be able to run the ball, especially on your end of the field where you have to get it out. It's a game of field position, and you have to get it out from that end.
Gain of 2 as Fred Smerlas was the one applying the wood at 6'3", 280 pounds.
A lot of wood to apply, huh?
That will be the last play of the first quarter, by the way. And Freddie gets his name called out from the sold-out crowd here at Rich Stadium as the first quarter comes to an end. We'll change ends of the field, take a timeout, and when we come back, we'll begin the second quarter. After 1, it's Buffalo 7, Green Bay nothing.
That's our flight.
It was too short, wasn't it? We were almost there.
What do you want to do?
Can we get the bags off? I wonder what the next 10 years will bring.
I wonder where our luggage is.
Everything you need when you need some time together. Membership has its privileges.
Dreaming, dreaming, the dreams of America.
Why do so many people choose GMAC financing to get the GM car or truck of their dreams? GMAC makes it easy. You do it all right at your GM dealers. And we make it easy on your budget with rates and terms to fit your needs. Don't just dream about a new GM car or truck. See your GM dealer about GMAC financing. GMAC. Official sponsor of America's Dreams.
Welcome back to the home of the Ken Stabler Fan Club.
That's them. A lot of people think that's Spudge, but it's not. That's a friend of mine, big Bills fan up here, hangs out around the Buffalo area. Comes on the tour up around Niagara Falls occasionally.
For the start of the second quarter, Greg Gumbel along with Ken Stabler. 2nd and 8 for Green Bay at their own 28. Fullwood and Woodside in the backfield. And on play action, Mikowski will roll and throw and overthrows Ed West, the tight end.
Part of the moving pocket that Lindy Infante said that he would use this week against Buffalo is to move this young man around. He's so good on his feet, is to do some play action, get him outside where he can do some things.
Penalty marker on the play, and it looks like it'll go against Buffalo. Here's Gene Barth again.
We got multiple defensive holding fouls against number 38 and number 57. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
38 is Mark Kelso, the safety.
Correction, it was number 58 and 37.
58 is Shane Conlon. 37 is cornerback Nate Odoms. Why don't we just say a collective hold on the defense?
A collective group of holding by the entire defense.
And Marv Levy is not at all pleased with the call. I wonder which one he's not pleased with. First down from the 33 for Green Bay. Mikowski still looking for his first completion of the afternoon. Goes for it here. His man tripped and fell, and that falls incomplete. intended again for Ed West, and Ray Bentley was the man out there to defend.
The same play. The tight end stumbled on the prior play, was open, a little overthrown on the previous play. They came right back to it. Not unusual for a team to do that. They see something that's going to work, come right back to it.
On the CBS Sports Wire, Philadelphia in the lead, and Pittsburgh has extended their lead over the Jets to 10. Miami and Tampa scoreless in the second. Is it cold all over the country? There are an awful lot of points being scored.
Not many points. I'm fairly comfortable where I am.
2nd and 10 from the 33. Woodside in motion. Mikowski going to try it again. Lots of time. Far side. He has Woodside. Good move. Spinning away from a man out across the 40 and near a first down. That'll be a pickup of 9. So on his 6th attempt of the afternoon, Mikowski completes his first pass.
Well, Woodside's an important part of this offense. He is the guy that can do an awful lot of things for you. Run the football. So you can split him out and throw the football to him. The thing you see happening right here is you can see field position change, which is awfully important.
74 is eligible for Green Bay. 74 is eligible for Green Bay.
You know, it just strikes me, if you were playing in this day and age, you couldn't get away with a thing because they announce it to everybody.
All right, let's watch out for 74.
74 is Darrell Hayes. That's 6'5", 265 out of Utah. Straight ahead is Trent Fullwood, and he's pretty much stacked up at the line by Bruce Smith, number 78. Looking for the first down, and we'll have a measurement.
Brett's going to do a little officiating. Runs with the ball, catches the ball, officiates occasionally.
Tough to play this game with a whistle in your mouth.
It really, with the way they hit, I think you could play with it in your mouth. I think the swallowing it might be a little problem.
And they come up short. And onto the field comes the Packer punting unit, and again, the defensive unit of the Bills gets a huge ovation.
No gain on the play. 4th down.
Don Bracken for his first punt attempt now with the win.
He needs to get off a good one, or he's going to be taking the same route that Max took last week.
Max Zendejas, the Packer field goal kicker, released after he missed the game-tying field goal. This is a better kick. Flip Johnson lets it bounce, and it goes on into the end zone. So it'll come out to the 20, and that's a 57-yard kick for Don Bracken. It does matter which way you're facing, doesn't it? As the Indians look on. 7-0 Buffalo.
What's a congressman from Texas doing in the middle of the Afghan war? He says he's sticking it to the Russians. How is he doing that? Watch 60 Minutes tonight.
For induction into the National Football League Hall of Fame, Mike Ditka.
This is it, the Pro Football Hall of Fame. To be selected is the greatest honor of my life. To join men like George Halas. And because of him, I started my career as a Chicago Bear. And I'm with the Bears again. And the game I loved as a player is still in my blood as a coach. The will to win, the fire competition, they're all part of the stories that are here for you at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And when you see Mike Ditka, remember that in life, just as in football, there's a lot more to winning than just wanting to. See, you have to prove yourself every day, to always give your best. You really never lose until you stop trying.
They're all here. The records, the films, the stories at the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. Don't miss it. This message furnished by the National Football League.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Toyota. There's quality. Who could ask for anything more? Prudential Paint Securities, rock solid, market wise. And by the good time, great taste of McDonald's.
Along with Ken Stabler, I'm Greg Gumbel. 13:27 to play here in the second quarter. At suddenly sunshiny Buffalo.
Things are brightening up.
Bills 7-0 lead on a Rob Riddick 2-yard run. And the Bills with the ball 1st and 10 from their own 20. Mueller and Thomas behind Kelly. And Mueller in motion. And the give to Thomas. Big hole right side. Across the 30, out to about the 31, and enough for a first down. Mark Lee, number 22, making the stop. And Thurman Thomas looking impressive early on.
Little misdirection type play in the backfield, kind of an OT, a counter step, whatever you like to call it. Get Leonard Burton, number 61, kicks out. He follows number 73, Will Wolford, up into the line. Good play, good misdirection play.
Pickup of 12 for Thomas. He is at the 50-yard mark already. And it's first down at the 32. On the ground again. Now, the arm that Jim Kelly has, how is he enjoying running the football like this?
Well, I think he does enjoy it, Greg, from a quarterback standpoint, especially when you got conditions where it's windy and the situation like today. I think Jim Kelly would like to be able to run the ball, get through the game with throwing only 15, 18, maybe 20 passes, and run the ball. I think that balanced attack is what every quarterback would like to have.
You see both teams have opted for the run more than the pass so far this afternoon.
It's a little easier on the body, too.
2nd and 6 from the 36. The pitch for Thomas. Tries the right side, and he gets sacked up there. Number 76, Alfonso Carricker, over to make one of the big hits. We'll pick up 1. And it'll be 3rd and 5. Again, on the CBS Sports Wire. They're scoreless in Dallas. And Doug Flutie has thrown 2 touchdown passes against his former mates. One of them an 80-yarder.
Short people.
America's midget, as he was called by Jim McMahon. And so far, he's outperforming Mr. McMahon. 3rd and 5 at the 37. And Kelly will go from the shotgun. Under pressure. Scampers away and out to about the 38. He'll pick up 1. That's not enough for the first down, and the Bills will kick it away.
Well, that's the situation that Green Bay was in earlier. You get in those passing downs where they can bring in their designated pass rushers. They bring in their nickel and their dime passes, and they bring all those people after you. Here you see right there. There goes 97 Harris getting a lot of penetration. Sean Knight coming around, number 96, and you get Sean Patterson, I'm sorry. You get those kind of people coming after you, then there's the result. They have to kick it away.
John Kidd now will have to turn around and do his kicking into the wind. And Sterling Sharp back deep. Kidd hangs this one up. Fair catch called for by Sharp at about the 31. So the Packers will start from their own 31 when we come back. 10:42 to play. 7-0 Bills here at Rich Stadium.
At Prudential Bates, rock solid means more than strength and stability. It's having the resources to develop and deliver individualized investment ideas. Market Wise means the insight and capability that helps clients find opportunities no matter what the investment climate. If anyone can get your strategy right on target right now, that's it. It's Prudential Bates Securities, rock solid, market wise.
Day after day, more people depend on Subaru wagons than any imported wagon in America. And with good reason. They're reliable and durable. In fact, if Subaru didn't make your life easier...
Honey, is dinner ready?
Who would?
Up to $1,000 cash back from Subaru means a great deal on a great car.
The challenger, Sugar Ray Leonard.
I'm like his worst nightmare. I keep coming back to win again and again.
The WBC champion, Canada's golden boy, Donnie Lalonde.
After this fight, he won't want to come back again.
The motivation, not 1, but 2 world championship belts in one night. November 7th, Caesars Palace, Las Vegas. Leonard versus Lalonde in a full tilt battle for all the gold. Brought to you by Coors Extra Gold Draft.
Buffalo has been able to run the ball so far this afternoon, and Green Bay has not. Perhaps that's the main difference. Riddick with a 2-yard touchdown run to put them into the lead, and Scott Norwood scoring in his 37th straight game, the NFL's leading scorer.
It's been a game of field position, Greg. Buffalo Bills get 2 chances down in there. They turn the ball over once. The other time they take advantage and get the touchdown. Green Bay hasn't been able to generate enough offense to get the field position where they can have an opportunity to score. Unusual for Green Bay because they came into this game as the leaders in the NFL in that giveaway-takeaway ratio. Got a member of the Ken Stabler fan club hanging out. Kind of hanging out? What is that? That needs a haircut, whatever it is. 1st and 10 from the 32 with 10:42 to play here in the second quarter. Keep it down and see if it moves. And Mikowski battling the crowd, too. And in on him in a hurry, and he gets it away. In the grass. 55, Cornelius Bennett will get credit for the sack. And number 55 has been known to do that on occasion. He's done it a lot. There he comes right there. They try to get number 57. They try to get the center out there, the guard out there to help with him. They get the uncovered guy, the guard, to help. He's in the grass, they call it. Cornelius Bennett, that's the kind of thing that he can do for your defense, is to apply all that pressure. 4th sack of the year now. Where's he from? Nickname Biscuit from University of Alabama. Talked to him yesterday, and I asked him, I said, what's the toughest adjustment you've had to make since coming with the Bills? And he said it was balancing his checkbook. So, more numbers to deal with. He's doing okay. Yeah. 2nd and 18 from the 23, and they'll run it. Larry Mason, number 34, gets nothing. Woo. Nothing but a headache, perhaps. Pick up a 3 on the play. Well, Darryl Talley, they got bookend linebackers out there on the outside that are good football players, good, smart inside linebackers in the middle. Smerlis holds up the middle of the defensive line. A lot of pressure from the outside people, and Steele and Bruce Smith. They've got everything that it takes to get where they need to go. 47, Kirby Jackson. 21, Wayne Davis into the Buffalo secondary on 3rd and 15. And 4 wide receivers for Green Bay. From the shotgun, over the middle and overthrowing his man. Intended receiver is number 83, Patrick Scott. And Mikowski had him and missed him. Well, that's the play the young man's got to make. That gets him out of a lot of trouble. It changes the field position around. It gets him up there where they have an opportunity to do something. He reads it very well. It's a zone. You see the backers taking drops. He's right in the zone, right in the seam right there, and it's just overthrown. It's likely to be intercepted. If you're going to overthrow the ball, the middle of the field is the worst place to do it. Bracken had 44 yards in 2 punts against the wind. He's had 1 so far for 58 yards with the wind. And this is his second. And under the rush, he gets it away, and this one is not quite as far. Flip Johnson lets it bounce, and he's going to get some more yardage out of it. Across the 30, and down to about the 25.5-yard line. That's a 50-yard punt for Bracken, who's doing pretty good with the wind. Green Bay not doing as well on the scoreboard.
Surprise. Here's the tickets for your honeymoon.
Oh, Dad, you shouldn't have.
And we're going with you.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
Northwest frequent flyers earn free trips fast, so you can give them away or go away or both. While other airlines have prohibited smoking on flights under 2 hours, Northwest is the only U.S. airline to make every flight in North America smoke-free.
Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! Northwest, Northwest!
My books just left.
Thank you.
When I
The new Subaru Justy gets you anywhere you want to go, less expensively than any other four-wheel drive car.
Mr. Potts, you're home. Of course. What brings you out on a night like this, James? Up to $1,000 cash back from Subaru means a great deal on a great car.
It's the right shot at the right time where the top score is the bottom line. It's a new game. It's another round. The silver bullet won't slow you down. So come on, it's a cool sight. It's the right beer now. To the good life, yeah. Good life, yeah. So come
Tigers of LSU collide Southeastern Conference full Alabama. Or see Texas El Paso face Wyoming next Saturday on CBS Sports.
That's coming up next Saturday here on CBS. Coming up next, this is doubleheader Sunday on CBS Sports. The Giants against the Detroit Lions at the Silverdome, or San Francisco playing host to the Minnesota Vikings, depending on your area. Meanwhile, 9:06 to play here in the first half, and Buffalo with a 7-0 lead, and they start from their own 26. Thurman Thomas, Jamie Mueller, the running backs, and Chuck Cecil is into the secondary now for Green Bay, number 26. On the ground, Thurman Thomas outside, across the 30, loses the ball out of bounds. Buffalo ball.
That's the thing he's been able to do. He's done it consistently in the first quarter. He's doing it again now, is to be able to bounce the football, and he's getting most of his yards by doing that. He heads up into a hole. The blocking gets stopped up in there, and here's where he bounces it right here. Bounces the ball outside. Here comes the pursuit. The stiff arm will try to keep him off, and drops the ball. Luckily, takes a bounce in his way and bounces out of bounds.
Pickup of 8 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 2, and Thurman Thomas has 64 yards rushing here in the first half.
And the good part of the 64 yards is the fact that they're getting an awful lot of those on first down, creating the 2nd and shorts, things like that, where you can play pass, do a lot of things.
2nd and short right here. On the ground, Thomas. And Thomas out to about the 35. And Brian Noble in on the tackle. Noble, a holdout till about 5 weeks ago, ended a 67-day holdout.
Well, you have to think about when you think about the Green Bay defense, the strength of the defense is
61 is eligible for Buffalo. 61 is eligible for Buffalo.
Okay, watch out for 61.
3rd and 1 now at the 35. Riddick, number 40, Byram, number 35 in the backfield. And this looks like a run to me, Kenny.
You betcha.
Straight ahead, first down. Rob Riddick. And whatever he makes, he earns his money.
All of his yards come extremely tough because he's a short yardage player. He's the guy that has the knack for those holes we talked about down in the scoring zone when you have the 3rd and 1s. There's a lead blocker. You see number 35, his lead blocker, Carl Bynum, cuts off of him. Gets the tough yards inside. That ball draws a big crowd.
Incidentally, Buffalo linebacker Shane Conlon is on the sideline with a slight concussion. They say they don't know yet if he'll return. Thomas and Mueller back into the backfield now as the sun comes out and begins to shine on Rich Stadium. And a little trick pass. Kelly, all kinds of time, has a man open, complete. Andre Reed inside the 45-yard line.
In order for that play to happen, you have to have great pass protection. It's a real slow developing play. Andre Reed comes all the way across the field from the right side, the top of your screen in this particular case. It's a handoff to the fullback who in turns. There's Thomas, turns, pitches the ball back to Kelly. Now the receiver's coming all the way. There you see at the bottom of your screen. He has to come all the way across the field. Nice throw, nice play.
You can do things like that when you can run the ball well.
When you run the ball well, you make those linebackers respect the run. It holds them in there and gives your receivers like Andre Reed there a chance to get in behind them.
21-yard pickup, first down for Buffalo now at the Green Bay 42. The pitch for Thomas. Nice cut. Out of bounds inside the 35 and near another first down.
Again, the big run on first down. And as long as you can do that, you can do so many more things. You can run the reverses. You can run the play, the trick plays as Kelly ran prior to that.
Tim Harris and Dave Brown ran him out, but not before he turns in another first down, a pickup of 11.
Offensively speaking, for the Buffalo Bills, if they could add anything to their offense to help their offense, they say they would like to have a step more speed on the outside.
Thurman Thomas out rushing the entire Green Bay team. Brian Noble puts a stop to this attempt, along with Robert Brown.
Well, we'll see how, excuse me, Greg, we'll see how Buffalo does. This is the area that they've had their problems. They've had problems getting the ball into the end zone here. Whether it's play selection or whether it's execution, it's really hard to say. But they have struggled on this particular part of the field all year long.
2nd and 11. Kelly with a straight drop and down the side. And intercepted inside the 5-yard line by Green Bay's Mark Murphy. So Kelly does not throw the ball much, and when he does, he gets picked off here by Murphy, intended for Pete Metzelaars.
Trying to get Metzelaars down the seam, and Kelly just overthrows the ball. It's a zone-type defense. See the linebacker, see number 91. They're just dropping back as Brian Noble out of their zone. They try to slip Metzelaars in the zone, and Murphy makes a really nice diving interception.
Murphy with his 3rd interception of the year to give the ball back to the Packers. Particularly nice job with the hands on a chilly day.
You bet. Smart safety. Plays center field real well. Sets back in there. Reads the receivers coming in his area. Breaks on the ball tremendously well.
Cornelius Bent, number 55, revving up the faithful down at this end of the field now. From the 2-yard line with 6.5 minutes to go, the Packers in a bit of a hole. Out to about the 5 is Larry Mason, number 34.
Well, that's a good first down play to get to 5 yards on first down. As a quarterback in the huddle, the first thing that you think about down in this particular area of the field is you have to get the ball out at least 5 to 8 yards so that you give your punter his normal 15 yards to kick the ball out of there.
Number 96, Leon Seals, is in for Buffalo. Defensive lineman. Philip X is out.
You would like to achieve your first downs on the ground, not wanting to throw the ball back up in your own territory.
2nd and 6. On the ground, Mason again. Pickup of 2, and those are 2 tough ones. Bruce Smith gets off the bottom of the pile. The Packers have done a good job of not only taking the football away from the opposition, but doing something with it once they get it.
Once they get it. This particular situation here is stacked against them having to go the length of the field. But this is a big play right here. Are they going to give field position back to Buffalo?
On 3rd and 3, 3 wide receivers for the Pack, and Mikowski in the shotgun. Loses the football, penalty marker down. And Bruce Smith was one of the Bills in on Mikowski. Where the flag was hold, we'd guess, or thrown, we'd guess a hold, but we'll see.
Holding, offensive right tackle, penalty refused, fourth down.
Offensive right tackle would be number 70, Keith Euchre, operating against Art Still.
Well, here's the problem, Greg, that I was talking about. They lost yards. Now look where the kicker has to kick from. He's only got about 11 yards to get it out of there.
Bracken with the win, but very little room to operate. Gets it out of there. Flip Johnson at the 39. Looking for blockers, reverses field again, and after about a 20-yard run, ends up about where he started. 37-yard kick for Bracken under some tough conditions and a 1-yard return. 4:29 to play. First half, Buffalo's got the field position again.
And I don't want anyone driving my XT while I'm away. You understand?
The new Subaru XT6 has a powerful 6-cylinder engine, computerized full-time 4-wheel drive, and a design which makes it hard to resist.
Somebody drove my car. Who was it?
Up to $1,000 cash back from Subaru means a great deal on a great car.
This is your territory. First Interstate Bank territory, where First Interstate has offices in more cities and states than any other bank system. So you can move anywhere across the territory and have your bank account waiting. From Hawaii to Wyoming, Arizona to Washington. So open an account at First Interstate and you'll get a warm welcome all across our territory. First Interstate Bank, we go the extra mile for you.
The challenger, Sugar Ray Leonard.
I'm like his worst nightmare. I keep coming back to win again and again.
The WBC champion, Canada's golden boy, Donnie Lalonde.
After this fight, he won't want to come back again.
The motivation, not one, but 2 world championship belts in one night. November 7th, Caesars Palace, Las Vegas. Leonard versus Lalonde in a full tilt battle for all the gold. Brought to you by Coors Extra Gold Draft.
Monday.
You all think I'm hip?
The hippest. Michael hosts Ye Olde Apple Day with
Female applesauce wrestling.
I'm Neil Hart. Monday.
Part of the sellout crowd here at Rich Stadium, home of the Buffalo Bills, and they've seen their Bills grab a 7-0 lead and hold on to it. 4:29 to play here in the first half. Greg Gumbel along with Ken Stabler. What are they selling at those concession stands?
Is that the guy I think, though? Look at this guy here. Talk about a haircut.
Jim Kelly goes to work at the Packer 39, first down. Thurman Thomas on the ground, running room, up the middle to about the 31, pick up of about 9.
Again, the real good first down run. The very thing that Green Bay has not been able to do. Here's you see the possessions and average start on 20. Field position is a key. Quarterback's best friend, field position. You get the ball down inside scoring territory, down inside the 50-yard line. Really opens up your offense.
The Bills have amassed 147 total yards so far to 39 for the Packers. 2nd and 1. Here comes Thomas again. First down to about the 28. Mark Lee coming up for the stop. And the offensive line, Wolford, Richard, Hall, Vogler, and Devlin are doing a job for Buffalo.
They really are doing a nice job giving Jim Kelly the opportunity to do some things if they turn the ball over. They've had 2 turnovers in this game. Both of them have been down inside of scoring territory.
Lindy Infante told us yesterday that was where his team was going to make the determination as to how they would do.
Issued a challenge to his team in Green Bay prior to coming into Buffalo, and they said if the game was going to be won, in the pits was where it would happen.
Doug Flutie has thrown his 3rd touchdown pass of the day against the Bears at New England. Kelly gives for Thomas. Thomas bowls over a man across the 25 to about the 24. He hit Ken Stills head on.
It's the misdirection play that they've been running so well. Now watch number 70. Watch Joe Devlin, the right tackle. Here he comes, right at you right here. Watch him right there. Take on number 50, the linebacker. Gives Thurman Thomas an opportunity to bounce it outside. Misdirection play, the type thing that Washington runs so well.
Thurman Thomas now 17 carries for 90 yards. Get a good look at right tackle Joe Devlin on 2nd and 6. This will be Mueller. Mueller across the 20. And close to another first down for the Bills, and the Bills are just grinding this one out.
The offensive line is just doing the job, as you said earlier. They're knocking them out of there. You get Joe Devlin and Vogler, number 65, the right guard. Just doing a tremendous job up front of knocking people around. And when you can control the ball on the ground like this, then that's the ideal way to play. Every quarterback wants his running game to go so that he can play pass, and it takes a lot of pressure off of everyone.
Tim Vogler doing an excellent job with the block on John Holland. 119 yards on the ground for the Bills in the first half. And Marv Levy says up around 150 for a game. He's satisfied with that.
You bet. 150 yards, and you get your quarterback to throw for 150 or 200 yards, and you've got a good day of offense behind you.
Thurman Thomas is 10 yards shy of 100 right here in the first half.
Number 61 eligible. Number 61 eligible.
And as if the running game wasn't tough enough, the Bills will now go with 2 tight ends as Butch Roll comes in. And Rob Riddick, their rushing specialist, is in on 3rd and about a half a yard for a first down.
Designated short yardage people. Leonard Burton, number 61, the eligible guy that was announced. He plays in the tight end position.
And before that play gets off, the 2-minute warning. So Jim Kelly will come to the side to talk about it. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll resume from Rich Stadium.
Blue Diamond almond growers know their almonds are always a perfect match. In fact, folks love the taste so much, they munch them just about anywhere.
Say, are you the Blue Diamond almond growers?
A can a week, that's all we ask. Blue Diamond almonds, anytime, anywhere.
After 6 hours of school, I had enough for the day. I hit the radio dial and
With the design-in sound of a Delco Electronics music system, now the best seat in the house is in your GM car or truck. Delco Electronics, it's who we are.
The Duracell batteries we make now live longer than the ones from a few years back. Today's Duracell lasts up to 30% longer.
Every 3,000 miles, you can change your oil yourself, leave your car at the dealer, spend all day at the service station, or drive into Jiffy Lube with no appointment. In 10 minutes, the J-Team will change your oil with quality Pennzoil, replace the filter, lube the chassis, fill the important fluids, 14 quality services. Jiffy Lube turns an all-day oil change into a 10-minute family reunion.
Welcome to Jiffy Lube. We'll take care of you like family.
2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Craig Gumbel along with Ken Stabler, and as dominant as Buffalo's first half, rather, and as dominant as Buffalo has been, Packers are lucky they're within shooting range.
I think they have to be happy with that, or lucky to be in this position, and I think the reason is Buffalo has turned the ball over twice inside the 20-yard line in the first half.
Minus 5 yards for Green Bay here in the second quarter. 3rd and inches. And Riddick is hit hard as he goes up to try to get over the line, but he has a first down, it would appear. Now, we thought Riddick had a tough hit earlier.
Yeah, somebody puts on a good hit. Maybe the safety coming up. No, he's number 29 on the outside right here. Here he goes up in the air. Is it Noble, number 91? Yep, looks like Brian Noble, number 91, 59, John Anderson. Whole group of them in there.
Riddick up there along with Jim Kelly to take a look and see whether it was all worth the effort. And it is. That's the first down for Buffalo.
I tell you, Riddick ought to get hazardous duty pay for that.
You don't see many quarterback sneaks.
I'm the quarterback, you won't.
Of the 12 first downs the Bills have recorded, 10 have been on the ground this afternoon.
John Madden told me he's going to put in a bootleg one time. I said, put it in if you want. Getting it calls the problem.
Here comes Thomas. Thomas to the 5 and out of bounds. Dave Brown was there to knock him out before he reached the end zone.
Same thing he's been doing the first half. The entire first half is getting up in there and bouncing outside. Watch the blocking combinations over here. Jim Richard, Will Wolford, and see him bounce it right here. See him bounce it outside, turns on the speed, outruns Murphy to safety trying to make the play.
Is eligible for Buffalo.
First guy he gets to, first down inside the 5.
Thurman Thomas has gone over the 100-yard mark here in the first half. He's got 106 yards, 18 carries for a career high, and he still has another half of football to play. Riddick and Byram on 1st and goal. This is Riddick throwing his way to the 1.
Well, that's the knack that he has, and that's why he comes in on those short yardage situations and goal line situation. He has the knack for this right here. Watch the little dance step and find those little creases. Right here he stops, plants his left foot, bounces it back inside, stops again. Watch this. Just finds him, has a knack for the goal line, and that's why they install him in those situations.
And with 1:09 to play, the Packers call for a timeout to regroup down on their own goal line. For a team with the notoriety that Jim Kelly has, it's been an unusual ground performance.
And I think this can't do anything but help Jim Kelly, help the entire Buffalo Bills offense, is to know that you have confidence in your offensive line, that you can go out and dominate and run the ball when you have to and maintain the field position.
69 seconds remaining, and then coming up at halftime. The NFL Today, Brent, Herb, and Dick Butkus, scores and highlights from around the league, and included in that New England game against Chicago, 80-yard touchdown pass from Doug Flutie to Irving Fryer.
I understand Jim McMahon got banged up a little bit too.
May not be back in action. 2nd and goal from the 1. Kelly on a rollout. End zone touchdown. Butch Roll, the third-year tight end out of Michigan State, was open in the end zone and perhaps set up by that ground game we were talking about.
No doubt, Greg. That's the reason, is because you run so well. Watch the play fake, holds all the linebackers, and Kelly gets out there and he gets good pass protection. And you just can't let him stand back there that long. And the reason the guy's so open, linebackers respecting the run.
Mr. Automatic, Scott Norwood for the extra point. High snap, but the kick is perfect. The spot was perfect by John Kidd as well. 1:05 to play first half, and the Bills have tacked another one on. It's 14-0 Buffalo.
If you thought you had to give up comfort to get a close shave, Norelco says, think again. Their revolutionary shaving system shaves skin close in a way that's incredibly comfortable. As the hair enters the chamber, the patented lift and cut system lifts each hair and holds it a split second before a blade cuts it, so it's possible to shave skin close without the blades even touching the skin. The lift and cut shaving system from Norelco. We made close comfortable.
Buffalo went 61 yards on that drive. They went 60 yards on the ground and the final yard through the air.
Bringing Metzelars across. Here's the play fake right there, holds the linebackers. And you let him stand back there and you give Roll a chance to find the seam, find the open area, which he does very well. There it is right there. Everybody's celebrating.
Matter of fact, yesterday we had a chance to check into that Buffalo locker room, and it's one happy place.
Oh, they were rocking and rolling in there. You can really tell a winning team's locker room when you walk in there. They had all the music just blasted. Oh, by the way, that music that we heard was supplied by O.J. Simpson, by the way.
O.J. have a group, does he?
No, O.J.'s not singing and playing music. He donated his fine money to buy a sound system for the locker room.
Fine money.
Fine money. I think he was holding out one year. They fined him a certain amount per day. The money went to buy a sound system for the locker room.
You ever donate anything like that?
Our fine money built the Oakland Athletics Coliseum.
Very short kickoff. Bounces, and from the 22, Woodside gets nowhere. 87 Butch Roll catches a touchdown pass and comes back to make the stop, and the Buffalo Bills are sky high.
Well, it rains, it pours. You get a team fired up, you get a group of fans like they had, 80,000 people that really like their football and really like their team, the way they're playing. You get them going to roll, they're hard to stop.
As you see by the numbers, it has been a tough homecoming here in the first half for Don Majkowski.
And exactly the thing that Green Bay did not want to happen is get behind and have to deal with that defensive pressure.
Green Bay with 2 timeouts remaining. Buffalo with 3. Majkowski out of the shotgun from his own 25. Big rush. Gets it away. Incomplete to number 81, Perry Kemp.
You have to credit the defensive line with that. The ball was not thrown very well, but the reason it was thrown off was because of the pressure Cornelius Bennett and Smith put on Majkowski, made him step up, made him throw the ball off balance. And you'll probably get a shot of it right here. Yeah, we do. Good job by our people in the truck. Here we go right here. Watch him step up and have to throw it off balance, and then he makes a bad throw.
Kirby Jackson, 47. Wayne Davis, 21. Into the secondary for Buffalo. On 2nd and 10, 57 seconds to play first half. Another strong rush. Majkowski gets out of it, waves downfield, throws, and Sterling Sharp had it and dropped it. And Bruce Smith, number 78, wants a holding call on left tackle Ken Rutgers.
Well, let's don't complain about holding. He'd been slapping the quarterback around like a rag doll most of the afternoon. The young man finally gets out there and makes a nice throw to the guy, and he drops it. So, I mean, they're playing pretty well. Look at the pressure right here. You play quarterback, and you got this guy coming after you, about 285 pounds worth, breathing down your neck, gets a hand on him. And Majkowski does a good job of doing what he does best, getting outside, direct traffic. Did he come up with those?
Mr. Smith may have had a point there.
He could have had a point there, yeah.
3rd and 10. 50 seconds to play here in the first half. Under pressure, tipped by Bruce Smith. And Kirby Jackson, blitzing from the secondary, forced Mikowski to release early.
Yeah, to add insult to injury, they start bringing safeties and everything, and that's the thing you can do when you have a team in poor field position. You're applying all that pressure. You have to move the ball. You got to establish field position.
Mikowski has thrown for a minus 16 yards here in the first half. Flip Johnson, number 80, back for Don Bracken's kick. And another good kick with the win by Bracken. Johnson at the 28. Penalty marker flies. And Johnson out of bounds, and another marker comes down. Nate Odoms forcing Johnson out of bounds. This one, I would venture to guess, will be against Buffalo. An illegal block on the return.
There we go. Can't fool these guys.
So with 3 timeouts left, here's Gene Barth.
Illegal block in the back, number 45, junior run back. 10-yard penalty and a first down.
Top left-hand corner of your screen, you get an idea why the flag. There it is right there. It comes up behind him and gives him a judo chop and knocks him down from behind. You just can't do that. Then try to get outside. Here comes another one.
You can't do that, can you?
Nope, that's it. And the referee, number 34, right here. It's a rough game. Whoop. Watch it, Joe. Keep your feet.
I hear tell that's about as hard as you were hit.
I complained about that.
The Bills will keep it on the ground here as we move under 30 seconds. Pickup of 2 on the play.
14-0 lead here, and defense playing extremely well. Run the clock out, go in, start the second half.
Lindy Infante is going to use some chalk at halftime, isn't he?
He'll let the good in there and try to figure out ways to get his quarterback outside to do some things. They've tried to establish the run. No luck there. They've got a lot of work to do.
Brent Irv and Dick Butkus coming up at halftime. And halftime is upon us. Buffalo 14-0. We expected that the Buffalo front line would be able to handle Green Bay. We didn't expect that it would be this dominant.
We didn't think they'd be able to run the ball as well. You're right, Greg. We thought that the Green Bay team would have some problems with Smerlis and Steele and Smith and those guys, and they really have. But the way they're running the ball, they're going to be tough.
It's Buffalo by a pair of touchdowns. Halftime from Rich Stadium, and the Packers with work to do.
CBS Sports Bridge of the National Football League is sponsored by new Extra Gold Draft in bottles and cans, the one with a full tilt taste. AT&T, the right choice. And by Subaru. We built our reputation by building a better car.
What does the 1-minute rate comparison mean to you as a company? There aren't too many people I know that speak for exactly 60 seconds and hang up. The real question is, how do you compare the volume of calls that I have to make to the locations that I have to make for the amount of time and the time of day? And AT&T, when you consider the volumes, the locations, and the true talking time, AT&T is extremely competitive. I mean, that's why I have clients coming back.
Today's small cars are tougher than ever on oil. Their high-compression engines not only rev high, they can run hotter than regular small car engines. Their searing heat can begin to break down an oil immediately. That's why there's Castrol. Castrol provides maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. So use Castrol before your engine does something to get you heated up. Castrol, engineered for today's smaller cars.
Wise Guy is a show about an undercover police officer who infiltrates organized crime families. The trap for him is that he also is susceptible to the very same influences that corrupted them. Really interesting thing about this thing for me is that he's always on the verge of committing crimes himself. It's not macho police drama. I mean, this is a guy who can cry.
Are you ready for a new breed of cop? Are you ready for Wise Guy?
Welcome back to New York, everybody. Just another Sunday afternoon on West 57th. And would you believe it? It's true. Bambi, as he was once called by Jim McMahon, is getting the job done for the Patriots. Doug Flutie has thrown 3 touchdown passes. This, the first play from scrimmage for the diminutive New England quarterback. He hits Irving Fryer, who does the rest. They botched the extra point. Bears led momentarily. And then back came the one-time Heisman Trophy winner from Boston College. I mean, he is phenomenal in Sullivan Stadium. No one can beat him up there. They couldn't do it when he was in college, and now they can't do it in the NFL. And oh yes, the man who criticized him, Jim McMahon, KO'd as he released the ball, much to the delight of the faithful in Foxborough. And McMahon, once called Flutie America's favorite midget, is out for the game. And America's darling threw his third touchdown pass to Len Dawson. Mr. Butkus, what is going on here?
I talked to Mike Ditka during the week, and he says, listen, this team is a real fickle team. I mean, looking at them, when they go on the road, they can't beat anybody. When they play them at home, they're tough. Cincinnati, they gave Buffalo a good game, and now with Flutie, you got to contain them. I'm not trying to make any excuses. Jeez, like I said, hey, they're going to have a good game. He's going to have a good game.
Truth is, I think the little fella's touched with magic. Always done that.
Game's not over. Game's not over.
The Rams and New Orleans, neither is this one. Battle of the field goals, and it could have been 9-0, except that the Saints were able to pour in and block this attempt by Lansford. But so far, Coach John Robinson really has to enjoy it. His defensive effort has been sensational.
It's really been terrific. Here they put a lot of pressure on Hebert all the first half. Here, this is a ball that bounces up in the air, and they pick off an interception here. But the Rams have dominated the first half of play, Brent. They only have 2 field goals to account for the yardage game, but they really should have 21, 24 points.
Who dat?
Who dat?
Atlanta and Philadelphia, and moments ago, the Eagles took the lead. This was the touchdown by Byers, former star from Ohio State, up over the top and into the end zone. And the Eagles playing to the vet now lead it 10-7. Phoenix and Dallas, and boring one here, scoreless in the second quarter. Cincinnati and Cleveland figured to be a tough defensive game. Browns leading the Bengals 10-7 in that one. Pittsburgh and the Jets. Jets have never beaten the Steelers, and they're deadlocked at 10 at the half there. Green Bay and Buffalo, and the Bills are up by a pair of touchdowns. Oh, yes. Happy Halloween, everybody. And this was their first touchdown with Riddick slamming it in. And they've added a second touchdown. They lead at 14-0. Miami and Tampa Bay. What is it about this Halloween weekend? What's going on here? Even Vinny Testaverde could have done that. And the NFL Today will continue after these messages from your local stations.
You are alone. Darkness blankets the city. You hear a sound, footsteps approaching. You turn, run. The danger is real, not imagined. In your mind, you remember there is someone who can help, someone who cares, someone who understands justice. Wednesday nights at 9, 8 Central and Mountain. Your protection is on CBS. Are you ready for The Equalizer?
This is CBS.
Well, big doubleheader day on CBS. Some of you will see the Giants and the Lions, and most of you are going to see the Vikings against San Francisco. Now, the 49ers are going to go without Joe Montana. He's sidelined with injuries. Earlier today on the NFL Today, we ran a story in which Joe and his wife talked with his situation with our Irv Cross.
Well, after surgery, a part of my leg has been numb, and unfortunately, they said it would take a year or two before I would get the feeling back, if at all I would. right now it doesn't look very good. It's been 2 years, and it's still the same.
Every weekend he comes home, I ask him to retire, and every day before he goes to play Sunday, I say, give him the ball. If they want the ball, give it to him, Joe. So, yeah, it bothers me a lot. I'm looking forward to the day he says, I quit.
So, Irv, what today now for the 49ers against Minnesota?
Well, the 49ers will start Steve Young at quarterback, and he signed a youngster out of San Diego State, Todd Santos, who's been with him for a couple of weeks. But the big question in San Francisco, really, Brent, is Montana's health overall, and whether or not his career may be coming to an unexpected end.
Yeah, well, Irv, while that was going on the West Coast, Dick, the Minnesota Vikings got on an airplane and flew down to Arizona to work out. Now, my memory serves me correct, weather's pretty good this time of year in the Twin Cities. Generally, it's January, February. Now, what's the deal? Jerry Burns want to play a little golf down in Arizona? What's up down there?
Well, I called the front office, and a young lady, their secretary, said, well, you know, they went down to Arizona because of the weather. I said, the weather? And she says, yeah, there's an Alberta Clipper coming in. But she says, you know what? It's Jerry Burns. He's really superstitious. Because he stayed there last year before the 49ers. So I think what he's going to do down there, he's going to work on a couple things. They got to stop Roger Craig. They got to get to him before he starts running the ball. They got to stop Jerry Rice, and they can do that with a real good zone or a good bump and run. And now, with Steve Long there, they're going to have to contain the rush. They do all those things. I think they should be successful.
Dick, let me change the subject a minute. Yep. You know, kicking field goals, we've agreed, that's one of the loneliest jobs in all of sports. Now, no one knows that any better than a young man by the name of Max Zendejas. He was let go with the Redskins last season, signed by Green Bay. Last week against his former teammates, he had a chance in the closing moments to kick the field goal that would have sent this game in overtime. Now, broadcasting the play-by-play back to Washington was Frank Herzog of radio station WMAL. He was sitting next to the Redskin assistant coaches. Now, as we replay the decisive moment, well, let's pick up the call from both booths.
Right, Max Zendejas, he wanted this situation, and he's got it.
Again, he's got it.
Snap. Hold is good. Kick is up low. He missed it! Max, you missed it! The Redskins laying on the ground, kicking. Can't believe it. A standing ovation in the coach's booth next door.
Believe that. We love you, Max.
There's not supposed to be any cheering
No.
in the press box. So what did the Packers do, Dick?
Oh, they had a big tryout this week, and it was wet, damp, cold. And I said, well, what's happening? Well, we signed a guy. I said, who's that? Dale Dawson. I says, oh, yeah, where's he from? He says, Fort Lauderdale. I said, Fort Lauderdale? He says, well, they got a kick in this bad weather.
All right, let's send you back to the stadium and the game you're enjoying on CBS.
Welcome back to sold-out Rich Stadium in Orchard Park, New York. The first half has been all Buffalo. It's the Bills 14 and the Green Bay Packers nothing. I'm Greg Gumbel along with Ken Stabler. This is a portion of our meal that we call Snake Under Glass.
Snake Under Glass right here. It's quite a dish.
Tasty it is, yeah. Quite a dish has been served up by the Buffalo Bills. Offensively, they have just destroyed the front line of the Green Bay Packers and have been able to own the ground game.
No doubt. When you run for 130 or 40 yards by one back, and most of that's been done on first down, it creates a lot of things you can do on offense. They haven't had to do a lot of things, but run the ball. Their offensive line is dominated, and it shows in the scoreboard.
Thurman Thomas, 19 carries, 109 yards in the first half. The first touchdown was scored by Rob Riddick on a 2-yard run, and then in the second quarter, the Bills went 61 yards, 60 of them on the ground.
And one pass play, of course, the play pass set up by the fact that they run the ball so well, and play pass for the touchdown.
And Jim Kelly was the man who found his number 2 tight end. It was Roll finding the open seam.
Yeah, they bring Metzelaars in motion, play pass. They give Roll time to get back out there and find that. And the reason you have success doing those type things you see right there is, like we said all the first half, is the fact that they're running the ball and dominating the line of scrimmage.
Dominating is the word for it. Buffalo, 180 total yards in the first half to Green Bay's 39, 14-0. Bills. CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League will continue after this message and a word from your local station.
Over the past 6 years, 18 million jobs were created. Interest rates were cut in half. Today, inflation is down, taxes are down, and the economy is stronger. So while some might try to tell you we're on the wrong road or have gone as far as we can go, I believe that today America is better off than we were 8 years ago. And by building on the gains we've made, we'll all be better off in 4 years than we are today.
Yeah. Harry, Kalamazoo Tuesday, I can do that. Memphis Wednesday, I can do that. New York Thursday, I can do that. How am I going to do that?
No matter where you do business, Northwest can fly you there.
The Duracell batteries we make now live longer than the ones from a few years back. Today's Duracell lasts up to 30% longer.
I have a dream.
You dreamed. You struggled. You came together and were heard. But in the last presidential election, 8 million black Americans weren't heard from. Here. Democracy. It can't be of the people and for the people if it's not by the people. Vote.
Well, the popularity of cocaine has been on the rise over the last 5 years. So have some other things. Cocaine-related emergency room treatments, up 300%. Cocaine-related deaths, up 323%. And thousands of lives down the drain. Now, if for some reason you weren't aware of all this, welcome to the glamorous world of drugs.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by the new generation of Oldsmobile. Step into the future now at your Oldsmobile dealer. Visa, your pass to the Super Bowl. It's everywhere you want to be. And by Budweiser, Beechwood aged for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you.
Can't tell what time of the year is it. Happy Halloween to you and yours.
Part of the, there they are. That's the Steel Curtain Pittsburgh team I played against.
Greg Gumbel along with Ken Stabler. Sold out Rich Stadium, where the Bills lead at 14-0, and just a variety of people in the seats today.
Relatives. I had to get a whole lot of tickets this week.
What did Lindy Infante have to say to his players, you think?
Well, I think you have to go in and, you have to be able to run the ball, and that's on every offensive situation and every philosophy. The first thing that you need to be able to do is control the line of scrimmage, whether it be offensively or defensively, and the Green Bay Packers haven't controlled it on either side of the ball.
Meanwhile, Marv Levy on the other side of the field, we know that all this week he's been trying to keep his team from not getting too out of control just because they're 7-1 halfway through.
No doubt. Every football game is a different entity. They played extremely well in the first half, but there's 30 minutes left. Anybody can beat you if you go out there and not take care of business.
This is Ronnie Harmon as Buffalo gets it underway in the second half and finds room on the far side of the field. Runs out of bounds. Penalty marker down. So first we'll check the penalty, and if this goes against the Bills.
Holding number 35 during the run back. 10-yard penalty, first down.
As it does, that's Carl Byram.
Well, the last thing you want, you got everything going well. You're up 14-0. Everything you did in the first half, especially running the ball, worked real well. You want to keep field position. You come out, it's exactly what you don't need is a penalty. Look where they are. It backs them up on the field, and now they got to struggle to get out of there.
Buffalo's first half possessions. Good field position. I think a coach would take that most of the time.
I think a coach would take that any time, and I think a coach would expect really more than 14 points out of that field position.
Chuck Cecil in the lineup to start the second half in the secondary for Green Bay. And the Bills come out just the way they went in, running the football. 5-yard carry by Jamie Mueller.
Nothing new, and I think that'll be the thing that we will see the rest of the game. If we have something going as well as their running game, the thing we do is just pour it on, do the same things, and make them stop it. Until they stop it, we're going to see Harmon, we're going to see Mueller, we're going to see very little passing.
2nd and 5, the ball now at the 16 for the Bills. Tremaine Johnson to the near side, Andre Reed to the far side. But the Bills will just pound away again. And Thurman Thomas on the carry. His 20th of the day, a pickup of 2. He's got 111 yards. Now let's look at it from the fans' point of view. Okay. If you're a Buffalo fan and you've got a guy like Jim Kelly at quarterback, you want to come out here and watch the Bills run the football?
You want to come out and see them win, but I think fans would like to see them win the way that they want. You know, they want to see big plays. They want to see exciting football. They want to see Kelly throw the ball. They want to see these receivers going deep, crossing routes, exciting rounds of football. But they have to realize that when you're dominating the way that you're dominating now, you just run the football and take your win.
Because you sense a little unrest in the stadium. They're winning, but it's not fun winning.
Yeah, they're not scoring the way that they would like.
Riddick and Harmon in the backfield. And Ronnie Harmon on the carry, 3rd and 3, will get nothing, and the Bills will kick it away.
Well, here's a great opportunity for Green Bay right here. They had the penalty. It backed Buffalo up. They've got them stopped now. They're going to get decent field position out of that. If they're going to make a game out of it, now's a good time for it.
Sterling Sharp, the #1 draft choice of the Packers, will be back to receive. And John Kidd ready to kick it away for Buffalo. Kidd will get this one away between his own 5 and 10-yard line. And if there is any wind at all at this stage, he'll be kicking into it. Sharp at midfield. And finally dragged down. Steve Tasker, number 89, one of the first Bills down on the coverage. And that's a 32-yard kick and no return at all for Sharp.
Well, the young man's got his work cut out. He just really hasn't had the field position in the first half. When they have had field position, they haven't been able to run the ball well enough to establish any kind of running game. He's had to throw in the long yardage situations, and there's a result right there. Punt, fumble, and the rest punts. And they just really haven't done anything on the offensive line.
Don Majkowski had a horrible day throwing the ball last Sunday against Washington, 8 for 25, 1 for 9 here in the first half. 21 behind Majkowski is Fullwood. Majkowski. Gonna throw under the gun, incomplete. No, in the grass. Bruce Smith, 78. Shane Conlon, who is back into the game. He suffered a slight concussion in the first half, helping on the sack.
Well, they try to change things up some. Instead of running the ball on first down, they're going to come out and throw it. Well, they got to have pass protection. Shane Conlon runs right by the guard.
Holding defense, number 56. 5 yards for the previous. And a first down.
They're just not getting a pass protection when they throw the ball. They're not dominating the line of scrimmage when they try to run the ball. They're mixing it up. They've tried to throw on first down, run on first down. They're getting dominated up front.
Defensive holding call on Darryl Talley, number 56, who dared to disagree with Dean Barth while he was making the call. Don't you know I'm on the air? We're talking here. We're doing business. First down for Green Bay, and the Packers get a break. They're now at the Buffalo 45. Majkowski going to throw on first down again. Gets inside, penalty marker, and this one's intercepted. Mark Kelso bringing it back across midfield and nothing but open field in front of him. 79 yards unless the penalty goes against the Bills.
Holding 65 offense. Penalty refused. Touchdown.
Mark Kelso returns at 79 yards. The penalty against the Packers. And that's more like it, saying the Buffalo fans. Officially 78 yards, and it's Kelso's 5th interception of the season.
All because of pass pressure. All because of the pressure that front seven has been putting on the young quarterback, making him throw the ball before that he wants to. We'll probably get a shot of it later on, and you watch Majkowski will be under tremendous pressure.
John Kidd will hold for Scott Norwood. From enjoying great field position, things turn around dramatically for Buffalo.
Look at Smith right there. Look at all the pressure. The young quarterback trying to make something happen, down 14-0, but that great pressure. He has to get rid of the ball before he would like. Overthrows it. The worst place you can overthrow the ball, middle of the field. Kelso goes with it.
Mark Kelso, his 3rd year out of William and Mary, comes up with the big play, and the Bills lead 21-0, 12 minutes to play, 3rd quarter.
They come from all over the world to compete for the Budweiser Breeders' Cup in one of horse racing's most prestigious events, the Breeders' Cup Turf. Witness the excitement as the world's best thoroughbreds compete for the Budweiser Breeders' Cup and a $2 million purse. Budweiser, the king of beers, is proud to sponsor this exciting event. Horse racing fans, this Bud's for you.
I figured my dad, Gary Bettenhausen, the Indy driver, ought to see what kind of drive the new generation's got. Hey, what are you doing here today, Mr. Bettenhausen? So I let him take my new Olds Cutlass Supreme for a spin. Right away, he took to the smooth handling. In the fuel-injected V6, he sure liked what it could do.
This is not your father's Oldsmobile. This is the new generation of Olds.
Well, where have you guys been?
We ran into a little traffic, honey.
Weave your way through the streets of Miami, and you'll come to a place where lions stalk their prey. Bears hunt intruders, and eagles make ready for the kill. The place is Joe Robbie Stadium, home of Super Bowl 23. But if you go, you need a winning team and your Visa card. Because at the Super Bowl, they take only the best, and they don't take American Express. Visa is everywhere you want to be.
The 78-yard return for a touchdown of an interception on Don Majkowski, and he has seen and will see better days.
Yeah, well, hopefully it'll be a learning process for the young man. You know his nickname, they call him Magic, but not many rabbits out of the hat today. The offensive line is really not supporting him the way that they can. The exact thing happened that they didn't want to happen. They got behind early in the game, and then now it's starting to snowball.
Keith Woodside takes the kick and runs out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. And again, Lindy Infante and company looking for answers.
Well, I'm not sure there are any answers today. I think they're just being outplayed. I think this Buffalo team is a much deeper team, especially on defense. They bring a lot of people at you. Very talented people at the down lineman position. Great set of linebackers. And they're just whipping the pack up front.
At the outset, we said that the Buffalo Bills as good as any front seven in the game.
No doubt. I think if they needed anything on defense, I think they would like to have maybe another good quarterback.
So we'll see how Majkowski and company attack. 21-0 Buffalo. And to the air, Majkowski under pressure, a little screen to the far side is Woodside. And Woodside looks like he may have first down yardage.
Same thing they tried in the first half, but they had so much pressure on Majkowski that the ball got tipped a couple of times. It just really wasn't set up very well. This is one of the ways that you combat that big rush. You see Darryl Talley, number 56, coming. There's a loop around by Smith, and he's pressured on the screen. He gets the ball off, and that's probably the best play they've had all day. There you see Woodside takes the ball, getting in behind his blockers and trying to do what he can. Rich Moran, the guard, trying to help out, but this defense of Buffalo is extremely tough.
That's a good play by number 37, Nate Odoms, avoiding two blockers to make the tackle. Fullwood and Woodside in the backfield, and now Woodside comes to the near side as a flanker. First down from the 46. Another flare to the side, and this time it's tracked down by number 58, Shane Conlon. Concussion in the first half couldn't have been too serious.
Must have knocked some sense right into his head because he's playing really good now. He's been blitzing up the middle, applying pressure on on the quarterback, Majkowski. This time he just turns and chases the play right down the line of scrimmage. There you see number 58, smart, intelligent inside linebacker.
We're talking about Majkowski coming home. Shane Conlon is homegrown as well. Second and 14 from the 43. Majkowski over the middle and overthrows everybody. Sterling Sharp, the closest Packer to the football, which wasn't very close.
No, not really. This is just they're really out of sync right now. The timing is off. The receivers are having their problems getting off the line of scrimmage. They're getting bumped up. And then watch this. Where do you go? Step up and throw the ball. See, he steps up, but there's number 76. Two guys in his face. That makes for a long afternoon. Smerlis getting in his licks.
Three wide receivers now into the lineup for Green Bay. Make it 4. And two more defensive backs in the lineup for Buffalo. Look out. Majkowski with time throws to the far side, and it's complete. Perry Kemp is hit immediately just across midfield. Nate Odoms, the man who made the hit. That's not enough for a first down, and Green Bay will kick it away. Bruce Smith raises his helmet as he comes off the field. It has been a tremendous day for the Buffalo defense. Don Bracken kicking with the wind. Flip Johnson standing at his 10. Hangs this one up. Johnson lets it bounce and it rolls into the end zone and out. 49-yard punt. Buffalo will start from their own 20 with a 3-touchdown lead. But we'll check the penalty first. Fine group of gentlemen staying in the same hotel we were.
Yeah, I've seen those guys on several occasions. They did an awful lot of games I played in. Gene Barth does just an excellent job of officiating a football game.
But perhaps you were talking about intentional grounding calls.
I had, well, I've had differences of opinion with it. Here we go.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness after the play was dead. But will penalize from the 20 to the 35 and first down.
So some pretty good field position for Jim Kelly to go to work. He leads 21-0, 9:31 to play. Third quarter at Rich Stadium.
There's a new wind blowing. A change is on the way. The sound of rolling thunder, bringing on a brand new day. This is the new generation of ours. This is you. This is her. This is not your father's Oldsmobile. This is the new generation of us. Make your move on the world. Feel like you wanna be. Step into tomorrow. Step up to Oldsmobile. This is not your father's Oldsmobile. Oh yeah. This is the new generation of us.
There's something made for your wallet that's more powerful than money. Something that connects you to anyone, virtually anywhere in the world,
Bonjour, j'arrive à 10 heures.
from any phone in the U.S.,
Down there.
24 hours a day. Something that not only saves you time, it saves you money.
Hi, John. Just got in. Where's the meeting?
Okay, fax it to my hotel.
The MCI card.
Yeah, we got the green light.
It is America's business card.
The punishing defense of the Vikings. The penetrating force of Roger Craig and the Niners. Next on CBS Sports.
That's what's coming up next. Coming up next Saturday, college football action, a little Southeastern Conference battle.
You bet,
LSU, a winner over Ole Miss, and then Harvard of the South did a number on Mississippi State.
Glad you recognize the fact that they are Harvard of the South. Important SEC battle down there. They got about 4 or 5 teams all bunched up, 4-1, 5-1, that SEC race, and that's an important game for both schools.
Both schools in the hunt for the conference title. That's all next Saturday live at 2:30 Eastern time right here on CBS Sports. Back to the ground game go the Buffalo Bills. And that marker is down. I'll tell you one thing. Thurman Thomas is going to sleep well tonight.
You betcha.
Here's Gene Barth.
False start, offensive right guard. He moved before the snap. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
That's number 65, Tim Vogler, on the CBS Sports Wire. Big game in the NFC West. New Orleans and the Rams.
Atlanta playing Buddy Ryan's group tough.
Phoenix and Dallas in a defensive struggle, and
big AFC Central battle going on there.
With a clock operator, reset the clock.
Jets have come back to tie Pittsburgh
Clock should read 9:30.
at 10-10. And Miami and Tampa scoreless in the third quarter. New England still with the lead on the Chicago Bears. And we're just getting the clock right here at Rich Stadium. And what the officials are talking about here is, I think the between plays clock and not the overall game clock.
Yeah, I don't think Green Bay wants to go another 40 minutes to this. Just right offhand, that's what I would be thinking.
It may take that long the way things are going. first down and 15 from the 30 when we do get the clock set.
9:31.
You know, Gene has the microphone on, and I don't think anybody's listening.
Yell at him, Gene. 9. Yeah, there we go. All right. Let's play ball.
Oh. Well, we'll get it right sooner or later. What time is your flight?
Let's don't go by their clock. I know we're on daylight saving time, but this is ridiculous.
I think we got a few Halloween goblins in the clock today.
We're going to get a tremendous ovation for this guy if we ever get a 9.
I think we're coming.
There it is!
I think it's safe to say that we're all just pleased as punch that the game can continue now. Time doesn't necessarily fly when you're having fun. First and 15 from the 30. And Kelly going to throw. Out of the backfield, Jamie Mueller. And
You know,
Mueller about 6.
Sorry, Greg. Unlike Mikowski, Kelly has just all day to stand around back there. He drops back. He gives a look downfield to the deep people first. And then they're covered. They're giving him a zone. And he just dumps the ball off. It's a great luxury.
The kind of day that Thurman Thomas has had, you can't blame those linebackers for Green Bay if they've got number 34 on their mind.
Exactly.
2nd and 9 now from the 36. And 9 minutes to play in the third quarter. Mueller might have gotten a couple. Alfonso Carricker and John Holland on the tackle. 6th straight sellout here at Rich Stadium in Orchard Park for the Buffalo Bills, who lead it by a score of 21-0. Greg Gumbel along with Ken Stabler. And 8 minutes, 30 seconds to play here in the third period. So far, it has been a methodical, workman-like job by the Buffalo Bills on this man, Don Mikowski.
Yeah, they just beat him around something terrible today. He needs to keep moving. He may not be able to get back up if he sits down.
Out of the shotgun. Kelly eludes a man, eludes an official, on the move, and will run. Finally tracked down from behind by number 97, Tim Harris. And after all of that, no gain on the play.
Well, one of the more exciting plays we've had today is this particular play right here. Kelly from the shotgun. He gets good pass protection. Credit the secondary. Then he gets some pressure right there. Avoids the official, almost makes a nice tackle. He's ducking, trying to get out of the way. Kelly don't know what to do with it. But get out of bounds with it. And then Tim Harris is going to run him down the other side. The problem here with a guy like Kelly doing that, instead of throwing the ball away, you really risk injury to your quarterback.
And we know how you feel about that. Don Kidd gets this one away. And this one just stops dead in the air and bounces back towards the Bills. Butch Roll downing the ball. And Green Bay will start close to its own 40-yard line after a 23-yard kick. 7:20 to play, third quarter. Bills by 3 TDs.
Gillette has changed the face of shaving. First, we made it closer. Then we made it smoother. Atra Plus. Its Lubra Smooth Strip actually releases lubricants to glide the razor more smoothly. Incredible smoothness from the first stroke to the last. The Atra Plus system. First we made it closer, then we made it smoother.
There's a reason why, wherever he goes, Spuds McKenzie has so much fun. He's always in control. Spuds knows it's cool to live by one simple rule. Be a good sport. Know when to say when.
A reminder from Anheuser-Busch.
Each year, 9 out of 10 Americans who have their cars insured with Liberty Mutual stay insured with Liberty Mutual.
America, believes in liberty. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
You know how moms are like. You bring home a new guy, they put their foot down. Come home a little late, they put their foot down. Well, my mom's no different. I get this great new Oldsmobile Cutlass Calais with a quad 4 engine. And what does she do? You got it.
This is not your father's Oldsmobile.
I put my foot down. Uh-oh.
This is a new generation of
The Fighting Tigers of LSU collide with Southeastern Conference foe Alabama. Or see Texas El Paso face Wyoming next Saturday on CBS Sports.
Part of the sellout crowd here at Rich Stadium.
Guys, must have a slight cold or something coming on. A flu bug or something.
7:20 to play, third quarter. Greg Gumbel along with Ken Stabler. Buffalo on a 2-yard run by Rob Riddick in the first quarter. A 1-yard touchdown pass by Jim Kelly in the second, and a 78-yard return of an interception by Mark Kelso in the third. Lead at 21-0, and the Packers try to put a dent in that lead.
Yeah.
They start on the ground with Keith Woodside. And Darryl Talley with the tackle. Pickup of 3 with 2nd and 7.
Again, they come out with the field position that they need, but you get guys like that right there. You get Talley and Smith down holding the knee. Now, this could be an interesting situation here. Great player. Does an awful lot of things to them. Puts a lot of pressure defensively, the quarterbacks, and they need that guy right there to stay healthy.
It'll be a little bit more than interesting to Marv Levy and his staff. Meanwhile, Leon Seals, number 96, will come in to replace Bruce should he not be able to continue. There's Leon Seals, second-year man out of Jackson State. In fact, we were down next to the Buffalo locker room Friday, and Bruce Smith stopped by and filled up that whole doorway, didn't he?
No, I thought a cloud came over the place. Just blocked out all the lights.
Let's take another look and see if we can detect just what happened to Bruce Smith.
Left-hand side of your screen. There you see Woodside takes the ball. Number 75, you see Rutgers blocking on him, is chasing him. Somebody falls on him. Looks like one of the Green Bay players falls on his leg.
And Bruce is going to limp off the field under his own power. And it could look worse than it does.
Shows you some of the importance this guy brings to this football team. There you see the with and without factor on defense with Bruce Smith.
Suspended early on in the year for the first 4 games, and the defense has played a much better football game with him than without him.
No doubt. Wouldn't look for him back today.
Meanwhile, back to the action. It's a 2nd and 7 for Green Bay. They've got the ball now at the 42, and Leon Seals, number 96, takes over for Bruce Smith alongside Fred Smerlas. And 2nd and 7, the draw. Fullwood spins away from the tackler at the 45. Up to midfield, loses the football. If Green Bay recovers, it's a first down for the Packers. But they don't. And things are just going all wrong for that man.
One of the ways you try to slow down a penetrating defense is with a draw. What they do here is they pop Fullwood up in there to draw. There he ducks down to get his body lean to try to protect himself. And the ball is stripped away by number 38, looks like. Mark Kelso strips the ball. Defensive coordinators teach their people that. When you tackle the guy, strip the ball, hold him up. If somebody come in and nail the ball, put your hat on it. A lot of different ways.
The Green Bay Packers, just to bring you up to date on recent history, had a chance to tie Washington at Milwaukee last week with a field goal in the last half minute. Max Zendejas pulled it wide, and a day later, Max Zendejas was gone. Meanwhile, Jim Kelly goes to work in midfield, play action. He's got his tight end, Metzelars. And Metzelars with a pickup of 6. John Holland was there to make the hit. On the BS Sports Wire, Rams have gone ahead of New Orleans. Atlanta with a 10-point lead at Philadelphia. Someone finally scored in Dallas. And Cleveland. What a brutal battle that must be. Miami with by a touchdown over Tampa Bay. Thurman Thomas near the 40 and near first down. And the clock continues to run with 5:45 to play here in the third quarter. And The whistle blows, and looks like we have another man down on the field, this time one of the Packers.
That's Johnny Holland.
Second-year linebacker out of Texas A&M. And the hits don't get any easier the colder it gets.
The colder it gets, and you get those a lead play like that, you get that big lead back coming up in there, and in this case it's Jamie Mueller, a 235-pound lead guy, inside linebacker like Johnny Holland right there. His job is to take on that lead back and knock that lead back out of the way so that somebody can make the play. They lower themselves and they go shoulder to shoulder or head to head, and you get those kind of forces hitting, something's going to give.
And Johnny Holland going to be helped up, and we'll have another look at it. Holland is number 50.
Right here. There's number 50 fighting off the play. Right there, he's got people on it. Ducks his head. It's his knee, his right leg. Looks like his right leg is falling on.
So Holland walks off the field under his own power. Gene Barth restarts the clock, and Jim Kelly and company looking at 3rd and inches at the 40. Rob Riddick and Carl Byron into the Buffalo backfield.
Designated short yardage people.
Riddick. Ball pops loose, but that play had been blown dead. And Brian Noble just tosses the ball downfield. That ball is still rolling down to about the 15, the 14.
Get another one. Brian doesn't like that one. Take his ball and go home.
Ron Simpkins in replacing John Holland. Riddick got enough for the first down. And that is the first down for Buffalo in this half. Kelly to throw. Thomas with a blocker in front of him. To about the 32. Pickup of 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 3. Mr. Multi-purpose back, Thurman Thomas.
Doing it all, running the ball good on first down. This is exactly like a run. It's a real safe pass to throw. Give the first look downfield to the wide receivers or your tight end in the middle. Nobody there. That gives a guard, Jim Richard, time to get out. Kent Hull out in front of him, and Harmon cuts off of those 2 players.
The offensive line coach will be turning in some good marks in Buffalo Monday morning. On 2nd down, Thomas on the run. And he is hit hard. 26, Chuck Cecil coming up to make a big hit, and a loss of 1 on the play.
Talked to Lindy Infante yesterday and asked him about their turnover ratio, why the turnover ratio was favoring them so much, and he said one of the reasons was Chuck Cecil. And you're going to see him come up and make a great hit. But when Chuck Cecil, there he is right here, bang, good shot. But Chuck Cecil has come into the game and he's picked off, I think he has 4 interceptions this year, and he's one of the reasons that their takeover ratio is so much in their favor.
Well, they like him a lot. Fine rookie out of Arizona. 3 wide receivers on 3rd and 4. Kelly locks it. Intercepted. 29 is Ken Stills. And the Packers take over deep in their own territory, intended for Ronnie Harmon out of the backfield.
Well, Jim Kelly just got the ball off late, and plus he didn't have enough on the ball. When you're playing in this type of wind situations and you're playing those zones and you're trying to throw the ball to the outside, the ball's got to have much more zip. It gets a little pressure, right? Tim Harris, number 97, putting the pressure, but the ball just hangs too much up in the air. Gives the safety time to react to the ball. Number 29, Ken Stills.
Packers perhaps dodge a bullet with 3:35 to play here in the 3rd quarter. When we come back, they'll start from their own 9-yard line. They trail it 21-0.
My dad is always a pretty cool guy.
Man, you know it.
He'd love my new Cutlass Sierra. Beautiful. The new styling and that new 3300 V6.
What?
And when I tell him it's an Oldsmobile.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Now that's groovy.
Buy a new 89 Cutlass Sierra by November 30th and get $500 cash back.
When the clock strikes 6:30, babe, Time to head for golden lights. It's a good time for that great taste dinner at McDonald's. It's Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight.
There's a vacancy at the Bates Motel.
Norman, is that you?
No, it's Spuds MacKenzie, and it could be you. Look for this display and enter Bud Light Psycho Sweepstakes to win a Bud Light party with Spuds MacKenzie at the Psycho Mansion. You could even get a mug like Spuds at participating retailers. Wow!
That Spuds is so cool, it's scary.
.335 to play, third quarter, and that man, number 29, Ken Stills, with his third INT of the year, cut short a Buffalo scoring threat. First and 10 from the 9. And Mikowski with the give to Fullwood. Fullwood out to about the 15. And Jim Kelly wishing still that he hadn't thrown that one.
Really hasn't thrown the ball at all today. You know, you consider the situation he's thrown on it, I don't know, 8 or 10 times. I'm really not sure how many, but it's been a situation that he hasn't had to, and I'm sure that he will accept that. We run the ball this well, defense playing this well, they'll take this win no matter how you do it.
Something new and different to do with your pumpkin.
What do you usually do with your pumpkin?
Carve it.
Carve it.
2nd and 5. 2nd and 4. For Green Bay. Keep it on the ground and straight ahead for a first down is Fullwood. And the clock continues to move. 2:40 to play here in the third quarter. Sterling Sharp bringing in the latest play from Lindy Infante. It has not been what you'd call an exciting third quarter. One first down for each team. In fact, the second now registered for Green Bay. And each team under 50 yards for the quarter total. From the 22, first down. Mikowski will throw. Woodside tracked down from behind. 97, Scott Radisick out there to make the tackle.
Well, with the 21-0 lead, watching the Buffalo defense that particular play, they dropped into their deep zones. They got, like I said, 21-0 lead. They're not going to play too much man-to-man type coverages. They don't want to give up the big play, so they'll just take their drops into their secondary area. They will give them little screens and give them little short passes, and just play very conservative defense. I wouldn't look for the linebackers to be coming an awful lot, except maybe in a true passing down.
2nd and 9 for Green Bay. Here comes Cornelius Bennett, and he's got a straight shot to the quarterback. Fourth sack of the day registered by the Buffalo defense. And Noblin blocked number 55.
Well, you got to get somebody on him, even if it's a back. If they only have one back there, they have to slide their line. There's Bennett, nobody on him, right-hand side of your screen. What they try to do is they'll take their offensive line and slide one man to the right and put a big man on Bennett. That time, a blown assignment by one of the offensive linemen.
4 times now, Mikowski has been down in the backfield.
You can't ask an offensive back to block Bennett. What they try to do is, like I said, turn out an offensive lineman, try to get a big man on him.
3rd and 14. And a lot of Bills on the front line. Losing the football, Mikowski can do nothing but fall on it.
Well, this is where a defensive team just likes to have an awful lot of fun. You know, everything is going their way. They're just whipping the offensive line, and they're having fun out there. Look at Smith. He throws the arm, does a swim technique, they call it. Gets a lot of penetration, but the fumble stops the play. They're just having fun out there now.
Don Bracken at the goal line. Kicking to Flip Johnson, number 80. wobbly kick will bounce at midfield and take a Packer bounce, and this is going to bounce another 25 yards. Inside the 25-yard line, that's a 61-yard kick. That's not a bad result from a wobbly kick.
Need to field those. The special teams coach tells the receiving people to get up and catch those to keep that very thing from happening. Field those kicks.
With just 11 seconds left here in the third quarter, I want to remind you, this is Doubleheader Sunday here on CBS. Coming up next, the Giants against Detroit, Minnesota against San Francisco. I bet those 49ers are keeping an eye on that Rams-Saints game.
You bet. Important game in the NFC West.
And that fourth NFC West team, Atlanta, leading Philadelphia at last report. This one goes on the ground. It should be the last play of the quarter. Mueller in motion. Thurman Thomas again. And Thomas out to about the 28-yard line. A pickup of 3. And as time winds down in the third quarter, Jim Kelly comes to the sideline with a 21-0 lead, and the fans give an ovation. That's the end of the third quarter. 21-0. Buffalo will pause for a word from your local station.
This is CBS. CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Bud Light. Everything else is just a light. Liberty Mutual for your personal insurance, business insurance, and financial service needs. And by Honda, maker of the CRX SI 1988 Motor Trend Import Car of the Year.
Back for fourth quarter action. Greg Gumbel along with Ken Stabler, and tight end Pete Metzelaars has picked up a 4-yard gain on a short pass from Jim Kelly. He's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. The Buffalo Bills having things going all their own way. They get third down at the 32. Ryan Harmon and Rob Riddick in the Buffalo backfield. Kelly out of the shotgun. No pressure. Good pass, first down. Andre Reed, number 83.
Nice job of Andre Reed, of knowing where the yardstick is. They're told in the huddle sometimes the quarterback will look at his receiver, Greg, sometimes and say, okay, listen, we call a certain play, whatever the play may be, and he'll say, remember, we need 8 yards, get beyond the stick. We need 10 yards, get beyond the stick. Here, he knows where the first down marker is. Little hook, nice throw.
Andre Reed needed 3 or 4, got 5. First down from the 37. And Thomas and Mueller back in as Marv Levy continues to shuttle those running backs. Metzelaars in motion. Here comes Mueller. Oh! And Mueller upended at the line of scrimmage by number 59, John Anderson.
John Gymnastics. You bet. John Anderson, veteran linebacker, been around a while, but makes a nice play here. Feels it going outside, steps outside, takes on the block, gets down low, and sends him on a somersault.
Clock continues to run here in the fourth quarter. 13:40 to play. And Thurman Thomas out as a flanker. Kelly to throw. Metzelaars. And Metzelaars reaching ahead. Gets it up to about the 44. And Anderson is on the coverage.
Big target guy does extremely well in zone type coverages. Just get that big target, get in there and get turned around, get those 2 big 8s facing the quarterback. And a good player against zone type coverages. Doesn't have great speed, but got good hands.
You got to feel bad as a quarterback if you miss someone as big as that.
Yeah, if you don't see him, you can't see the scoreboard.
Pete Metzelaars, 6'7", 250 pounds. 3rd and 3. Harmon and Riddick in the backfield, and Kelly out of the shotgun. Here come the Packers. Kelly pulls it back down, and down he goes. 96, Sean Patterson in on Kelly. for Sean Patterson, his second sack of the day.
And Kelly does the right thing by pulling the ball down. Patterson comes in as one of the designated pass rushers, a fourth pass rusher. Kelly doesn't see anything, pulls the ball down, don't throw the interception, take the sack right there with the 21-0 lead.
Patterson a little too much for Joe Devlin to handle on that play. Fourth down, and Kidd will kick it to Sterling Sharp. Good rush by the Packers. Kidd goes down, and a marker flies. Sharp fair catches it, but let's see what happens back upfield. Here's Gene Barth.
They're running into the kicker, number 54. It's only a 5-yard penalty.
54 is Scott Stephen, and here's another look.
Running into the kicker, number 54. Penalty refused. It's not an automatic first down.
Oh, that's an Academy Award there. That's an Oscar performance by the kicker.
5-yard penalty, and it's refused. 12:18 to play, fourth quarter. The Bills in charge.
Shrouded in secrecy for years, the stealth bomber will soon be introduced to the public. For the record, we introduced ours first.
Almost midnight here at KCEV, and it is hot, mega hot. But have no fear, the chilly DJ is here and the request line is open. Talk to me, please, baby.
I'm in the mood for something misty.
What did you have in mind exactly?
Seagram's Lime Mist Cooler. A refreshing composition.
This sounds very jazzy.
It's definitely not pop.
Too bad I have to play solo.
Not necessarily.
And now for an hour of uninterrupted music. New Seagram's Lime Mist.
Yards for Buffalo, and Thurman Thomas accounting for 116 yards rushing. The Buffalo Bills all over Green Bay with 12:18 to play in the fourth quarter. 21-0 is the score, and by far the most exciting play of the day, Kenny. This play here in the third quarter, Don Majkowski trying yet another pass.
All because of defensive pressure. There's Bruce Smith. Look at that. Throws the ball. You throw it high in the middle, overthrow it in the middle. This is what it can result. Kelso playing center field in the zone. Takes it back 70-something yards. It's been the defensive, it's been the show by their defense, and of course Thurman Thomas on the ground.
I'm Greg Gumbel along with Ken Stabler, and one of the things, we repeat, Lindy Infante said he had to be able to control the line of scrimmage. He has not been able to do that on either side of the ball.
Yeah, the Buffalo Bills are a bad team to get behind on early. They lay their ears back. They bring all that talented 7 people in the front after you, and you're in trouble.
First down for Green Bay at the 29. And Majkowski will give another shot through the air. Gets some time, throws, and has a man. Tight end Ed West out to about the 35.
One of the rare times that Majkowski's had enough time to throw the football. He gets decent pass protection here, and if they could do this part of this thing early in the game, and of course that's hindsight, but if they get the protection, they pick up Conlon this time. He's the one that's giving them problems coming from in the middle. If they pick these people up, then they can do some business, but they just haven't done that.
Some guys who don't normally get a chance to get some playing time are doing just that for Buffalo. Jeff Wright, number 91. Leon Seals, 96. Al Garner is into the linebacker spot. He wears number 99. Second and 5. Under the rush, the pass is complete to the far side, and with some running room is Ed West. Across midfield, across the 45 to about the 41. Nate Odoms finally pushing him out of bounds. 25-yard pickup.
One of the ways you combat that big rush is draws and screens. Here in this particular case, it's a screen to the tight end. Majkowski looks downfield and gets the ball out. Here comes his lineman out to help him, Mark Cannon, 58. And this guy gets loose. I mean, he's like a runaway semi. And he finally get him out of bounds.
The passing game, of course, has not been nearly as sharp all season long as Lindy Infante would have liked it. Not one of the wide receivers on the field for Green Bay this afternoon has scored a touchdown. Majkowski gonna throw down to the far sideline, and running a late pattern is 83 Patrick Scott.
Well, you have to think by watching that play develop that Patrick Scott was not on the same page with their quarterback, and that's been the case all year long. But he was breaking down near the numbers. The ball's thrown to the outside.
The line of scrimmage was the 41, and Patrick Scott made his break inside the 20. Husky just hasn't had that kind of time.
No, the thing that would be successful for them if they could have early in the game would have been the shorts type stuff, the screens to tight end and backs over the middle and that type of thing. But they just got in a hole early and never regained it.
2nd and 10 from the 41. Scott and Perry Kemp, the wide receivers. Mikowski loses the football. Cornelius Bennett all over Mikowski in the backfield.
Well, there's a biscuit, and that's what biscuit does for you. You know, you try to ask a back to block him, or even an offensive lineman. He is so quick and so strong. Here you're going to see him coming from the left-hand part of your screen. They try to get the back. There's a back trying to get out on him. He runs right by him with that great speed and just causes havoc in the backfield.
Cornelius Bennett at 6'2", 235. Was no little guy when he was born. 11 pounds, 4 ounces. Third and 16 for the Packers.
They've had too many of these today.
And Mikowski fields a ground ball. Going to throw over the middle, and it is behind Patrick Scott. Had that pass been on target, Green Bay was looking at a first down, and Lindy Infante knows it.
Well, that's everything. And Mikowski gets a two-hopper from the center, feels it real well, and he's back in now. It's just run for your life. There's all that pressure he's had all day long. He throws the ball. When it rains, it pours. The ball is tipped by the safety man. Everything they do goes wrong.
Don Bracken to kick. Ball for by Flip Johnson. He drops it and falls on it at the 8-yard line. 79,176 roaring their approval. 10:33 to play in the fourth, and the Bills by 3 touchdowns.
All across America, companies are declaring Liberty for All, a revolutionary idea from Liberty Mutual Insurance, where employees can now save on all their auto, home, and life insurance through the convenience of payroll deductions. Liberty for All. It's freedom from bills and paperwork, and it can save you money.
America believes in liberty. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
The shape is distinctively advanced. The cockpit designed for comfortable travel over time and distance. The Honda Prelude SI, a slightly ahead of its time machine.
Hey, Baldwin, how you doing? Hey, pretty good. Joey, how are you? Hey, guys. Hey, guys.
Finished already.
Hey, I thought we were supposed to be doing this in-house.
We did. New computer and stuff.
Quintile analysis? Hey, give me a break.
Well, Siegel did that.
I thought he's in the L.A. office.
Yeah, so's Edwards. She did the graphics.
So how'd you get everybody together in the same place?
Welcome phone.
What?
Welcome phone.
Pardon me?
The punishing defense of the Vikings. The penetrating force of Roger Craig and the Niners. Next on CBS Sports.
Some of the Buffalo faithful here at Rich Stadium see their Bills off to a 21-0 lead with 10.5 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Greg Gumbel along with Ken Stabler. 6th consecutive sellout for the Bills, and they don't have too many more home games here this season.
79,000. They've had a lot to cheer about this year.
This is Ronnie Harmon on the move.
Ronnie Harmon,
out to about the 15 before Alfonso Carricker makes the stop. Pickup of 6. And on the CBS Sports Wire, what a dandy battle that is at Superdome. Atlanta maintaining that 10-point lead over the Eagles in the fourth quarter. Dallas by 7 over the Phoenix Cardinals in the NFC East. And Cleveland leading Cincinnati in the fourth. Jets have gone ahead of Pittsburgh in the fourth quarter. Jets are the nearest to these Buffalo Bills in the AFC East. Straight ahead, Mueller. First down yardage out to about the 23. Make it Carl Byram.
Well, it doesn't seem to matter who's carrying the ball back there, really, because of the job that Ken Hull and Boger and Richard the guards and Wolford Devlin the right tackle. They've just done a great job today of knocking this team around. If you look out there in the huddle of the Green Bay Packers, they got their hands on their knees, bending over in the huddle. These guys have to be tired. They've been on the field an awful long time and really taken a pounding this afternoon.
Clock continues to run, which is exactly what the Buffalo Bills will do from here on out, is run the clock down. Approaching 9 minutes, 10 seconds to play. Here's Harmon. And Harmon dragged down in the backfield. Mark Murphy, number 37, coming up for the stop. That'll be a 1-yard pickup.
Well, there'll be days with Jim Kelly right there. There'll be days when Kelly will have to carry the load on his arm. There'll be some teams that will give this team some problems defensively where they can't run the ball, and Kelly will have to air the ball out, and he's very capable of doing that. So it's a situation where every game is a separate entity, and you do whatever's necessary to win.
You see the numbers there. When Buffalo gets off to a good start, the results are in postseason. 33 is Ronnie Harmon, and Harmon to about the 33-yard line. Bob Nelson, number 79, with the stop after a pickup of 4.
And this is one of the things that an offense has to be able to do. When you get a lead and you get the ball in your own territory, you have to be able to pick up first downs. You have to be able to do it on the ground. They have today. This is a third and 5 situation here. Probably throw the football in this situation.
Riddick into the backfield. Harmon is also with him, and Harmon, an excellent receiver coming out of the backfield.
Might be a good time to draw. You have to throw the football. There it is.
Harmon's going to run near side. He's dragged down by 59, John Anderson. Short of the first down, so John Kidd comes onto the field, and he'll kick it away.
John Anderson, veteran linebackers, played a long time for the Green Bay Packers, really hasn't been surrounded by the type of help that he needs to really stand out. They've shuffled linebackers in and out in the past several years. Different down linemen in front of him every year. It's hard to get any continuity to your defense.
John Anderson in his 11th year out of Michigan. The last time Green Bay was here in Buffalo, November of '79, John Anderson was with that team, and he's the only one of the Packers who was here. Line drive kick. Sterling Sharp at his 34. Straight up the middle. Looks for a block across the 45 to about the 47. Number 84, Keith McKellar with the stop. 7:02 to play here in the fourth quarter. Green Bay looking to put some points on the board.
An ATV is a lot of fun, but it should be taken seriously. So if you ride one, you better follow these instructions. Always wear a helmet and protective clothing. Children under 16 need adult supervision. Children under 16 should never ride adult-sized machines. Inexperienced riders should take a qualified training course. Riding an ATV the wrong way could lead to serious or even fatal injury. If you're gonna play it safe.
I'd rather switch than itch, so I switched to Tegrin.
Tegrin medicated shampoo controls all the major causes of itching and flaking, so Tegrin is more than strong enough for tough dandruff like yours.
Wouldn't you rather switch than itch?
Do you know why Spuds McKenzie has so much fun at parties? Because he's always in control. Spuds knows it's cool to live by one simple rule. Know when to say when.
A reminder from Anheuser-Busch.
On our way back to the stadium, Brett Musburger, New York, with a reminder, this is doubleheader day on CBS. Now, some of you will see the Giants take on the Lions. The rest of you are going to be watching the Vikes and the 49ers in a rematch of last year's divisional playoff game, which is won by Jerry Burns' wild card wonders. At the helm again for the Vikes, Wade Wilson, last Sunday's NFL Offensive Player of the Week. His counterpart will be Steve Young, San Francisco's scrambling quarterback. You'll be looking for help from Roger Craig. That's coming up later. Right now, let's send you back to the game you're enjoying.
Buffalo linebacker Ray Bentley, number 50. Now, playing football isn't all he does. He's had some time to tell his kids some stories, and they've been able to turn those stories into books.
Yeah, he does a book. This particular book, second book of a series of 2, I think, called Nap Time for Darby. The situation, the storyline here is his mother puts him to bed, and like most young children, I have one, it's they don't want to go to bed. They jump up and say, I want a drink of water. I need to go to the bathroom. How about something to eat? And Darby doesn't want to go to sleep.
Darby the dinosaur. First down. And Mikowski. Out of the backfield is Fullwood. Fullwood across the 45 to about the 43. Cornelius Bennett with the tackle. You know, Ray Bentley does the writing and illustrations with teammate Mike Hamby.
Yeah, well, like we said, I think it's the second in a series of books that Ray Bentley's doing. The first was Darby Goes Shopping, and it's like we've got an injury to Fullwood.
Brent Fullwood catching the ball out of the backfield, and as we said, Cornelius Bennett, one of those who put a hit on him, and Brent did not get up.
Just a matter of too little, too late. You know, those are type things that work extremely well while the game is close and you can catch teams in zones. But when the game gets behind like this, you get behind like this, the game gets out of hand. It's just too little, too late. They've just been kicked around on the defensive line. Their offensive line has not done the job. They haven't rushed the ball and they haven't protected their quarterback. And on the other side of the ball, Buffalo hasn't had to protect their quarterback because they run the ball so well.
Can a tough loss like the Packers suffered last week have a carryover effect?
Maybe so, you know, because you think you're on the edge of doing so well because you're playing a team like Washington, a perennial playoff type team, a Super Bowl champion of last year, and you're playing them head to head. And then all of a sudden you lose on a missed field goal, and maybe it can take the wind out of your sails. Maybe you think you're getting close, and all of a sudden you come in here and it puts you right back where you were.
It looks like the wind out of his sails was all Brent Fullwood had to deal with because he trots off of the field.
Well, those Alabama players get an opportunity to pop those Auburn players. They might give them a little extra. Speaking of
the SEC,
the boys did pretty good yesterday with a big win over Mississippi State, and that sets up a real SEC battle next week.
Folks looking for a Sugar Bowl bid out of the Southeastern Conference. Both LSU and Alabama have a shot next Saturday live at 2:30 Eastern here on CBS Sports. First down, Green Bay. Larry Mason in to replace Fullwood. Mikowski will throw. Trying to get loose, and he does over the middle. Mason had it and lost it.
Well, I guess you have days, you know. You're going to have days. Some days that you throw the ball, it's a little off, you're hurried, and everything you throw is complete. Then you're going to have these days where you get the ball to the guy, he's expected to catch it, and they drop it. But this is nothing new. We've seen this the entire game, being flushed out of the pocket, having to hurry everything. Ball's a little thrown a little bit high, tipped, juggled around. That's what we've seen, that particular thing, all day long.
Number 76 in blue was Fred Smerlas, just shoving Packers out of his way up the middle. 2nd and 10. Mikowski with the quick one for tight end Ed West. And West up near first down.
Again, the zone type coverage because of having a 21-0 lead. They're going to drop back in the zones. They're going to give Mikowski and the Packers. They're going to give those things and let the clock be in their favor.
And we'll stop the clock right here. It looks like we're going to take a measurement to see if West did pick up the first down. You know, we expected some snow flurries today. They happened a little earlier this morning, but the weather is held off for the most part. You can't say that that's going to hold true for the rest of November, though.
No, you really can't, Greg. The weather will turn here, but you know, the rest of the games for the Buffalo Bills are really in pretty good shape as far as their schedule is concerned. They go to a couple of warm weather towns and a couple of domes.
Jim Kelly, for one, is looking forward to it.
Yeah, and a quarterback will. You know, you're up here in the wind. It's extremely tough to throw the ball here in Rich Stadium, and you like to go to places where it's warm or get in the domes where you can throw the ball and not have to worry about the conditions.
Restarting the clock, 5:45 to play here in the fourth quarter. First down for the Packers. Mikowski throwing to the far side and caught and out of bounds Larry Mason. Take another look at Larry Mason. This is a pretty good catch.
Well, look at Mikowski back here. Nothing new. People all around him. People hanging around his feet, throwing the ball off balance. And it's a really nice catch by Larry Mason. 1 foot out of bounds. Nice call.
Goes as an incomplete pass, and it's 2nd and 10 from the Buffalo 32. Woodside and Mason are the backs behind Majkowski. Big rush. Majkowski throws incomplete. Patrick Scott was the intended receiver. Cornelius Bennett says, nice try, little feller, and Majkowski's not all that interested.
Yeah, you can see the frustration in the young quarterback, and reasons so.
Those defensive linemen get considerably nicer the bigger their lead.
You know what's unusual they do? You get 21-0 down, they've already got a handful of sacks, they've knocked your helmet around backwards several times during the course of the game, and all of a sudden with 5 minutes left in the game, they want to help you up and pick you up and say, nice job, young man, after they've inflicted bruises for about 45 minutes.
Cornelius says, nice try.
Get on back out of it. Get on your side of the field.
3rd and 10, meanwhile. Woodside and Carruth in the backfield for the Packers. Majkowski hangs in there, over the middle, in the air, and incomplete. Cornelius Bennett was there to pass, intended for Perry Kemp. And big number 96, Leon Seals, was one of the ones applying the pressure to Majkowski, who really stood his ground.
It doesn't matter who they bring in. They bring Seals in, and whoever they bring in, they seem to put pressure on the quarterback. There's Majkowski in the pocket. Now watch Seals. Here comes Seals right there for right-hand side. Throws the ball in the middle. You throw the ball in the middle against zone-type defenses, that's what's going to happen. It's going to be played, but they're going to play volleyball with it.
So on 4th and 10, the Pack with nothing to lose will give it a shot. 4 wide receivers for Green Bay.
Well, this is hazardous pay duty for the quarterback, without a doubt, right here.
Here come the Bills. The penalty marker flies. Majkowski, incomplete. Intended for Philip Epps, but let's check the marker. First glance, it would appear the Bills jumped early. And it might be Fred Smerlas.
78, defense, offside. 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
And that's Bruce Smith.
Well, he's in the middle. He's in a kind of a cock position right over the center to try to use his quickness to get between the center and the guard. And so anxious to get back there, and he popped the quarterback.
They're raised that way, aren't they?
Unfortunately.
Show them pictures of people like you and Bradshaw.
Target practice.
So the penalty moves the ball to the 27 now, and it's 4th and 5 for Green Bay. And watch that Buffalo front line fire out the ball.
You see Smith moving around to give him a different look.
Majkowski, incomplete. Perry Kemp, the intended receiver, and 47, Kirby Jackson, is there for the play.
Well, it doesn't matter who they put in there. There you see a little twist by Art Steele, and here Kirby Jackson, not a starting type player, but whoever they put in there, when you put that kind of pressure on the quarterback, make him rush things, and everybody plays well.
Receivers got a little bit crossed up coming over the middle.
I think so, you know, and I think those safeties sitting back in there, and the pressure that's being put on the quarterback, and when you throw the ball up in the middle, you hang the ball in the middle, that'll make the receivers get a little crossed up about coming in there. It gets a little dangerous in there.
Jim Kelly's job for the day is done. Number 14, Frank Reich, 4th-year man out of Maryland, is quarterback in the Bills. And Ronnie Harmon for a couple.
Always like to get your backup quarterback as much playing time as you can. If you got the game under control, you get a good young man like Frank Reich. Get him in and get him some experience of the right play selection to use up as much of the clock. Things that he needs to think about right now with the lead is take a look at the 30-second clock. Take as much time as possible. Use up all the clock up there, and you make the clock work for you. Don't do anything. Don't toss the ball. Don't do any unusual plays. Just good, sound runs. See how he does it here. Let it run down.
Down to about 6 seconds before the snap.
Good job.
to about the 35.
Running the play outside like that particular play, you want to tell your backs in the huddle if you're a quarterback. You look over at their back, say, okay, this is going to be an outside type run, but make sure that you stay in bounds. Don't go out of bounds. Keep the clock rolling.
You saw Jim Kelly's numbers for the day. That's not too bad when you can get away and your quarterback throws only 14 times and completes 10 of them.
No doubt. That's the way that you would like to play, is to don't throw have to get in a passing game with anybody. Be conservative on your passing game when your running game is working so well, and I think Jim Kelly will be pleased with this.
Final in from New Orleans. Mike Lansford's 4 field goals gives the Rams a 12-10 victory over the Saints.
Here we go. We got to use all much time as we possibly can. Nice job.
Ronnie Harmon. Harmon for a first down.
This is one of the things that an offense has to be able to do. Use as much time off the clock and get your first downs on the ground. Don't get any situations with long yardage.
Clock continues to run. And a frustrated Packer defense. Meanwhile, that Buffalo offense continues to chalk up the ground game yardage. 191 yards rushing today, and Thurman Thomas had 116 of them.
That kind of rushing and this kind of defense can win for you. This team is as good a bet as anybody to advance into the playoff. They just have to guard against being overconfident. They've got a road schedule ahead of them, and they have to just keep everybody healthy.
Ronnie Harmon slips at the line of scrimmage. And a pickup of 1. Bob Nelson, number 79, on the tackle. It'll be 2nd and 9. And that may very well have been the last play before the 2-minute warning.
Well, it should be. You shouldn't even bring them out of the huddle. You stay right there in the huddle, run off that 20 seconds.
That's exactly what's going to happen. The Bills haven't huddled up, and they won't. Atlanta, their lead over the Eagles now down to 3 in the 4th quarter. And in 1 second,
2-minute warning.
The 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play here in Buffalo. It's the Bills completely in control. We'll be back.
Your man in Washington has come through?
The Americans will be most displeased. Observe. The argon-activated radio-optic laser light.
Amusing, Boris, but the party demanded Bud Light.
If you want the one light that outshines them all, ask for Bud Light.
Where is Boris? He is enjoying a cold one.
Bud Light, because everything else is just a light.
What's all this about you selling the Market Street building? My client's still interested in that space.
We accepted Gail's offer this morning.
Hello, Jason.
You could have made a counteroffer.
If you'd let me know what was going on, I would have.
But I called your office yesterday. I left you a message.
You left me a message?
Some of the most important moving parts in the Honda Accord sedan weren't designed by Honda engineers. It takes a pretty big car to say that.
This is what Buffalo can look like in the winter months. In the not too distant future, you might see scenes like this in this area, which is exactly the reason why, of the last 7 games on their schedule, the Buffalo Bills will play 5 of them away from home.
Yeah, and as a quarterback, I mean, a road schedule is always tough, but in this particular situation where the elements in Buffalo can be the way that they are, you kind of look forward to going to Miami and look forward to going to Tampa Bay and playing in dome-type stadiums where you can throw the ball and not have to worry about the elements.
They'll only play the Jets and the Raiders here at home, and the only cold weather away spot will be at Cincinnati, where it could be chilly.
You bet.
Little movement up front. Left side of the Buffalo line involved. There's Gene Barth.
73 out minutes, 5-yard penalty, false start.
That's left tackle Will Wolford, third-year man out of Vanderbilt.
With the clock running like this, quarterback in the huddle, he might remind the running back. It's going to be a handoff. Put both hands on the ball. Protect the ball.
Coming up next on CBS, the Giants at Detroit, Minnesota at San Francisco. Stay tuned. From the 36. Straight ahead, Jamie Mueller. And Mueller stacked up around the 38. Now, we've talked about how the
Green Bay timeout.
As Green Bay calls timeout.
First timeout. It's a 40-second timeout.
And there are a few disagreements. Green Bay using the first of its 3 timeouts. We talked about how when the defensive line knows that a team is going to pass, they can fire off the ball. It can't be a thrill to run the football in this situation either.
No, because they know that you're trying to kill the clock, and those linebackers are going to step up in there and be extremely tough. They're going to hold their ground. It's the hardest thing to do, but it's one of the, for an offensive line, is to run the ball when they know you're going to run. But it's one of the things that an offense has to be capable of doing is kill the clock late in games.
I want to remind you, next Sunday, don't miss big NFC Central battle. Detroit travels to Minnesota. And then the division-leading New Orleans Saints march into Washington to take on Doug Williams and the Redskins. Another doubleheader day of NFL excitement next Sunday on CBS Sports. And tonight on CBS, what's a congressman from Texas doing in the middle of the Afghan war? He says he's sticking it to the Russians. And how's he doing that? Watch 60 Minutes tonight on CBS, followed by
Maida,
She Wrote, and then the CBS miniseries Part 1 of Dada's Death, based on a true story starring Julie Christie. Back to the action, Ronnie Harmon with the football. And again, the Packers stop the clock.
Green Bay second timeout. Green Bay second timeout.
You in favor of stopping the clock in this situation, Kenny?
No, I'm really not. I mean, the game is completely out of hand. It's 21-0, a minute and 40 left. I mean, I don't think the guy who calls timeout is going to be a very popular guy. I think what you want to do is let the clock run. They've beaten us today. We've been outplayed. Let's don't prolong this any longer than we have to. Give the chance of injury to happen. Let's take our licks and go home.
At this point, the idea is to get out without getting anybody hurt.
Get out without losing anybody's life in this particular situation and go home and regroup.
John Kidd will kick it away. Then again, on the flip side, Lindy Infante might like another shot at the end zone. Rather go home with a score on the board rather than a shutout.
Look at it from the coach's standpoint. Of course, you'd like to score, make something happen so you can have some type of positive thing to go home and talk about. And as a quarterback in this situation, this is my favorite play. I used to love to run this play right here. Just kick it to him and get off the field.
Good kick by Kidd. Fair catch by Sharp inside his own 20. 43-yard kick. And Jim Kelly comes out and says, nice kick, John.
Well, Kelly just getting a little air time. Didn't throw the ball very much today. Wasn't on the tube as much as, say, Thurman Thomas. So got to get that air time any way you can.
Definition of a veteran quarterback is when he knows the camera's on.
When a little red light on top of the camera goes on, then you go on.
Jim Kelly with 1 touchdown pass today. You see that all of those ex-University of Miami quarterbacks trail the one that's currently in action, except for Marino.
Yep, they put out some good quarterbacks. That Jimmy Johnson offense is a pro-type offense.
Mikowski, penalty marker is down. The pass is complete to Perry Kemp, and Kemp down the sidelines and out of bounds, which stops the clock with 1:23 to play. Nate Odoms knocking him out. And the holding call is against Green Bay.
See what I mean?
I see exactly what you mean.
Illegal use of the hands to the face. Number 65 offense. Half the distance to the goal line. Still first down.
Guard Ron Hallstrom, the 7-year man out of Iowa. Now, you can't expect a young quarterback to come in and know just where the cameras are around the stadium.
Well, that's one of the things you have to learn. One of the things that veterans will teach a young quarterback is the cameras are located here and there.
Buffalo been on the move. Only the New Orleans Saints have shown improvement like that the last 4 years. 2nd and 20. And the handoff straight ahead. And the loose football Picked up by the Bills. Touchdown. Is Leon Seals. And with a minute 16 to play, he puts the cap on it.
Well, we've seen it all afternoon. They're just trying to get out and save their lives. Just get some room to run, something to do. The ball bounces right to Seals. And this is an opportunity for him to get his mug on the tube. So he takes it, gets it in, scores. He'll be a happy man.
Paul Carruth is the man who fumbled the ball.
There's the mug. All smiles, bound to be. Mug and a hug from Biscuit.
Leon Seals' second year out of Jackson State. Scott Norwood out of John Kidd's hold. Second touchdown by the Buffalo defense today. And kind of evens things up with the offense for the afternoon. You know, these Buffalo fans, as we talked about the schedule, is one of the few times left in the season for them, for home team.
Well, they have a lot to be happy about. This is not the best team in the league that they're playing, but the Buffalo team has got everything that it takes. They've got all the ingredients. They're playing great defense. They've got a solid kicking game with Norwood. They've got a quarterback that can carry him with his arm, and their running game seems to be coming around. So if you look at all the ingredients that you think that it takes to win, they seem to have them.
Take this moment to tell you that this telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Buffalo Bills and the National Football League is prohibited.
And remember, each point scored by the Buffalo Bills.
How you can tell the happy crowd. You take a look at the sidelines and tell which is the winning team, too.
Well, like we said, every game is a separate entity, and they can enjoy this, but they have to start again next week. And every game is very important from here on in, the second half of the season. They're on the road, and they just have to guard against getting too confident, keep all their people healthy. The Green Bay Packers just go back to the drawing board and start over.
Patrick Scott from the 10. And not much more than about 12 or 13 yards. And with a minute 11 and one timeout to go, Majkowski comes back onto the field. Buffalo has been doing themselves right proud for the last 5.5 seasons. Consecutive winning seasons, Buffalo and Philadelphia right at the top. Non-winning, rather.
Non-winning. 6-6. They got to change that, though.
And Green Bay right behind him with 5. This victory today will assure a winning season, or at least a 500 season. Majkowski under the gun to the side, one-handed grab on the far side by Carruth. Paul Carruth kind of nonchalant that one out of the backfield.
Yeah, Paul Ott, good receiver, and that's what he does the best, is come out of the backfield and take the flare passes, the screens. He's a good draw-type runner. In this particular situation, it just really does not matter. The thing to do is just get your people in and take your nicks and go home.
Clock down to 40 seconds now. And Majkowski will shotgun it again. Completed pass to Perry Kemp. And Kemp is overrun near the 40-yard line. And a penalty marker stops the clock with 28 seconds. Doug Flutie, 4 touchdown passes.
55, defense, offside, penalty refused, first down.
Doug makes him count.
And America's midget, as Jim McMahon referred to him, just demolished the Chicago Bears at Foxborough. First down from the 40. receivers. And a little movement on the front line. Slow to react was number 60, Dave Croston. He had a chance to get set again and did not.
On the center, he picked up the ball and did not finish the snap. 5 yards.
Over the middle, Makowski almost has it picked off. 46, Leonard Smith. Had a free ride to the end zone if he could have helped.
Throwing the ball in the middle in those zones. There's going to be a lot of people in there. You're going to get them tipped. You got to throw the ball on the outside and try to conserve your time if they're going to try to do that with 20-something seconds left. I'm in favor of just getting off the field in this particular situation. Seriously, as a quarterback, the game is lost. And if you're going to line up to play another day, you'd like to have all of your people and then stay away from the injury situation.
Makowski, 11 of 29 for 93 yards and an interception that was returned 78 yards for a touchdown. And he'll go back to the air, and down he goes. Number 91 is Jeff Wright, the rookie out of Central Missouri State. And Lindy appeared to say, don't worry about it. And that was the last play.
Of course, Lindy wasn't taking that snap.
Big day for the Buffalo Bills offensively and defensively.
Especially on the ground for them offensively, Greg. I mean, that's one thing that you have to be able to do is run the ball, and it was a defensive show. I mean, the offensive line just didn't do the job for Green Bay.
28-0 the final score for Ken Stabler. I'm Greg Gumbel. Buffalo 28 and Green Bay 0. CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League continues after these words from your local station.
United Airlines, from the ground up, rededicated to giving you the service you deserve. Come fly the friendly skies.
In Malaysia, Dada